You're a minute late.
Look, it's us. We're on the computers. Huh?
Nothing.
Yeah, I heard.
Do you really want me to repeat it? I
Do you really want to be a documented case of assault? All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Dinner and a Game, a show where we make fun of ourselves while boring the hell out of you all. Actually, this is a show that we've been doing for a little bit, and we're really trying to advance it up, and we're looking at going online. And there's Michael.
I've been here the whole time.
Totally.
And I'm stalling because one of us is late. But I also wanted to go over some things with the audience in general, of which there's one person and it's probably Skip.
What'd I do? What?
You're exactly
Oh,
right.
yeah, no, it was me. Yeah.
Well, it's on Facebook.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm
I'm just double checking all the feeds.
Streamed from yours? From his.
It's streamed on my Facebook, it's being streamed on YouTube, and it's being streamed on Twitch. So.
And now you're going on
Twitch.
We're gonna be our own audience for the evening.
I like to
I'm
check.
sharing it.
I like to check the feeds.
Nobody loves me more than me.
So,
I'm a Barbie doll and a Barbie wolf.
although, and these all get recorded, and
Just a
then they're
little.
available for viewing later on all the different things, except I think Facebook. I don't think Facebook Live saves it.
I don't believe so.
It does.
I think it does.
I think for like a small amount of time, unless
Yeah, it's not very
It's
long.
a whole setting thing.
Yeah.
I don't know Facebook. Facebook confuses me.
Wait, did you say confuses or amuses?
Both.
Oh,
Oh.
okay. Alright, cool.
It's like bits of
I'm just making sure.
Coke Zero slushy.
Hey, what are the names over all the places there, Skip? Is Dakota's name up on any of them?
Wait, what?
Is Dakota's name up on any of them?
No, you have James instead of Dakota. Yeah.
Alright.
Haha! James for the
No, I
evening.
need to fix that because. Oh
Yeah.
wait, I know why. Let me go down to there. There's Monster Leech. It still says James on the sheet. though.
Weird echo.
Yeah. Oh, that's because someone is throwing their thing up there. Okay,
You're throwing things up there.
is-
Well, that's because Dakota's mic is pointed towards you.
You know, no, because of
Oh,
she was
and
playing
that.
through there. Yeah. But here, let me just turn that that
I
way
mean,
and just
that-
gently rub my beard into the mic.
Dinner game ASMR.
ASMR.
Just me rubbing my beard against it, and Rachel every now and then going, moist.
Brittany is doing her best to ignore everybody right now.
I can't spell Dakota's name right.
I was about to say, is it really spelled that way?
How'd you see it?
The
I was on Twitch.
It changed on Twitch?
Oh yeah, no,
From the
it's
Twitches.
live changing as you're typing it.
Why is
It's
it
like
like
erasing it. And,
Oh my.
yay, learning experiences.
Interesting.
Well, it's just that, okay.
Interesting.
For those of you who don't know what OBS is, it's a software utilized for broadcasting these shows. That's
name with an H at the end.
I knew there was an H in it somewhere.
then why did you stop me, Skip?
Because you had an H on the first time, and I was like,
It was, but yeah, I had it in, like in place of between the K or something like that.
I only know her as Bunkhouse.
Yeah. We don't even know Dakota's real name. She's just bunkhouse to us.
Yeah.
It's just
All right,
bad
there.
bitch.
Now is it fixed?
It's just bad bitch.
Now it is.
Alright.
Now, after you
so
erase
it's
that
huge,
J that you
huge,
put down,
huge.
What J?
You put a J and then erased it.
Ooh.
Oh, okay.
I see everything.
I was all going to start editing it again. It's like, damn it! All right. So, anyway, we are going to be doing this on a pretty regular basis. We're looking at Friday night broadcasting starting at 7 p.m., Saturday broadcasting starting at 6 p.m., but we still haven't decided
But.
whether or not we're going to do the talk show.
The
that we
Toddcast.
Toddcast.
Yeah.
Podcast. Now you're coming from a Todd Talk. So it's like a TED Talk, but more pro-y. But, but we're gonna start. Well, we're gonna start doing the Friday and Saturday broadcasts on a pretty regular basis, and we're going to be taking up kind of from where we are and all the campaigns we're running. We still have a lot of stuff that we originally recorded for the podcast that is just
Backlog.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
that is just sitting there on backlog and really waiting to be edited, but I have not had time, and it takes a while to edit 4 hours worth of audio, especially because we take breaks in the middle. So, we're still gonna be publishing all those out as podcasts. So that's gonna be. Why are you yelling?
Because she was going for a little bit food, that little bit had hanging off of the table.
But anyway, so what we're looking at is we're going to be. No.
Mm-hmm. A little louder next time, please.
You know,
I missed it. Do it again.
You just take big
It was more
rocks
fun
and
that
just
way.
throw them on the table. That'd be cool.
Huh?
We've
Take
got
big
dice.
rocks and just throw them on the table.
We've got
Yeah,
dice.
like
There we
that. Yeah. You can use your math click clack rocks.
And then I'm like, oh god.
Just dump the entire bag on the table. But anyway, so what we're looking at doing is we're looking at. Oh, hang on. Oh, Michael, I just noticed. You're
What?
barely on the screen, and you're so sexy. We need you all.
I'm barely on the screen.
You're barely on the
Just a
screen.
tease.
Oh, I thought that was intentional.
Just a tease.
We're just cutting Mike out. Wait, watch. Let's do something intentional.
Oh dear Lord.
We just cut Steve out.
Okay, I was about to say, I'm on like a minute delay, so I have no idea.
You all hear that in a minute and it'll be hilarious.
I just saw it.
A minute delay. You're a little exaggerating.
Alright, so, but anyway, like I said, what we're doing is we're going to be broadcasting on Friday nights, and that's going to be
And that's
a
why I love
rotation between our Monster of the Week game and our Vampire game, which I think we messed up this time, because we didn't broadcast Vampire, because it was a session 0.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then, did we do the last Monster of the Week game?
Is it?
Yeah.
So we had the last
Yeah.
Monster of the Week game up, and we're looking
Did
at...
we live?
Mm-hmm.
Alright.
So, but
Yeah.
the funny thing is, the Monster of the Week game was the last game we broadcasted, so technically tonight should be Vampire. Because of the rotation.
No.
Yeah. So we're going to make sure we do, because otherwise
I
we're going to do
wasn't
2 Monster of the Week games and 1 Vampire game.
So we should do
Every
2 vampire
three.
games. And then
Oh
switch.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we also didn't clear it, do the Vampire Games people, because I don't know what the schedule is like.
What?
There's a cat on me.
My cat.
Yes.
I'm
But
okay with that.
yeah, so the big thing comes down to the fact that we want to try and keep our broadcast even. We don't know who's going to be fans of what show, if there's going to be more than 4 people watching ever. But a lot of stuff that I've been mentioning a lot is finally happening. Number one, the podcast is still going to be a thing, still going to be around, still going to be there. It's going to be a way because a lot of people can't spend the time watching the stream, and they want to still keep up with the stories. As we said earlier, or as was mentioned, we had one of our winners of one of our giveaways on Facebook surprise the hell out of us by asking for the entire cast to autograph it because, huh?
I never did that.
I know.
You're a horrible human
I
being.
couldn't wait anymore, so I had to send it to him. But yeah, so what? Because they and they and all their friends are fans of the show. So it was kind of shocking. So we want to make sure the podcast stays going because there's a lot of people who do still watch and listen. So we want to keep those people in the loop. Another thing is we're not looking at, but we're going to be doing things like merchandising, which we've already got shirts set out. We, as a group, we decided on a new slogan. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
And
I've got to vote on
yeah, well, yeah, but we could pretty much had overwhelming support from one of them.
You and me
Which
both.
one?
Mm-hmm.
I don't think I voted either.
Huh?
Which
Y'all
one?
suck.
The
I voted. I think I voted twice.
You,
I
I
have
couldn't make up my mind, so I just clicked.
I have a life.
which it takes 5 seconds to click a button.
I don't.
No
just
one's
out in
life
the
is
woods.
that busy. If you have a life that busy, you're running from the fucking house lot.
I've been moving offices for the past 2 weeks.
Yeah, but you're
I've
home
just been out in the woods with no
in the
internet.
evenings.
I like how I've been getting home.
Let's not
Like
talk about
8 o'clock every
Let's not
night.
talk
Do
about
we
it.
want to compare life issues going on right now? I
No,
think
no,
I
no.
got the trump card on that.
Yeah,
Mhm.
and not just the little one.
Mhm.
And not just a little.
Yeah, as a little one also.
Well, I didn't want to say what it was. Because A.
You didn't want to say what it was.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm on the wrong. No wonder I couldn't find it. I was all looking for what the slogan was. I was trying to find it, and I was like, oh, I'm not even on the right channel. There we go. The slogan we all, the majority of people decided on was, "We'll always save you a seat at the table." So we're getting shirts printed out. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I think it was yours too.
Oh wait, I did vote on
Mine
that.
was his.
Mm,
Mine
the
was
first-
copyrighted.
Yours was copyrighted.
Yep.
Okay, so
It was
what we're
Camille's.
going to be having is we're going to have,
I think that was Camille.
Was it Camille?
Yeah, I think it was Camille.
We're going to have the dinner and a game shield. What are you doing, dog? A shield on the front with the slogan above it. On the back, we're going to have the dinner and a game place setting.
I didn't realize your hair was that long.
Mm-hmm.
Oscar!
So,
Yeah, don't get him excited, please.
I'm keeping a tally now.
So, but anyway, so we're gonna have the dinner game shield on the front with the slogan on the top of that. We're gonna have the dinner game place sitting on the back with the website on that, and those are gonna be the reason I'm bringing all that up is that is going to be also done on print on demand items. So you're gonna be able to do things like coffee mugs, stuff like that, and we're gonna be setting that up in the new website, which is finally gonna get launched.
Yeah.
So we've paid all the payments. We've gotten all the checks and balances going. I think we've got all the content that they required of us before they started building out the page. So we got all that taken care of. So now the only thing left to do is get the page built. And so they're going to be sending us drafts. Everything's going to be, and the page is going to be fully built out before we get it. But as part of what we're getting from them, and we're actually getting a store. So we're going to actually start doing merchandise. That merchandise is going to include the usual shirts, sayings and slogans that we might find we like from the game, stuff like that, things the fans might enjoy seeing, and
Just realized that like the mic was like right in my face.
So we're gonna get
your
like
eyes can speak as much as your mouth. Trust me, they said to me
Oh,
all
yes,
the
they
time.
so we're gonna get a brown paper bag to go over my face.
What?
Gross.
What the fans want.
But the fans want. If the fans vote on you getting a bag over your face, they're mean. And by the way,
So they're doing that to me.
why wouldn't they want a bag over my face? But anyway, but as I was saying, the store's going to have a lot of stuff. One of the things we're doing, and I've been trying to work on it, Skip, hand me some of those dice.
Hand him the
Was that-
dice.
Oh,
The red
okay.
one.
Yeah.
The dice that I printed the red
So
one.
we
I thought you were talking about my tower dice.
I'm a 3D printing kind
Fanatic?
of
Fanatic?
fanboy,
Fool?
and I own 2 printers now.
Man.
I'm getting a third, and
He almost
we've been
spilled his
doing
beer.
our best to try and manufacture some
What?
dice.
That's non-alcoholic.
Huh? What's not alcoholic?
Nothing.
My lovely beer. And
No.
unfortunately, right now, the print quality is not there. So I'm going to stick with an original print that I had already put in contingency for. Yeah, you can see they have inclusions everywhere. The print quality is not there for this. And if I'm going to sell you guys a set of dice, I want it to be something you're going to want to actually have in the end.
I don't know. I kind of like those dice. They look like a Jello mold or
I
something.
know. Someone said that. I put it up on the AO group for the store's gaming page, and someone's like, "Look, Jello."
Well, it is dinner and games.
Yeah,
so those are
that's
good.
dessert.
Maybe we could make Jello molds.
And then Jello shots.
Yeah,
That would improve Jell-O
going
die.
there with you, sir. But no, with this group, it'd have to be Jello shots.
Shot, 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 shot.
Everybody!
Gonna say the same thing.
There are people in our chat room. I'm scared.
There are?
Oh no.
Yeah, it's my friend.
Oh,
Hi.
I'm gonna say hi, Rachel's friends.
I mean, they can hear that through the.
Yeah, I
All
know.
just set up on the table.
You type it too.
Mhm.
But anyway, so we're going to be looking at doing a large dice order from China, and the reason that we're doing that is not just because we want to have swag for contests, we want to be able to put the dice up in the store, but I've seen their samples. They're going to be able to give us a quality product that
They
we're
have
going to
much
be able to.
prettier dice than
Yes,
ours.
much prettier dice than anything I've been able to do so far. And so I'm just going to go through that. It's not. It's going to be something that we can do, and with us doing the promotions at the local store level, which we're going to start doing next. And we have, by the way, 4 stores that are already agreed that they want to be part of this.
Oh, nice.
And that's 4 stores out of 12, so that's like 1/3 of the market right there.
Shit.
Oh my God, what did you do?
I tried to go
All
on
of the
Twitch.
advertising.
I tried to go on Twitch and I made a mistake. The thing is, I had this on silent and it still didn't.
Well, that's what you get for being an Apple person.
Apple person. Apple products are horrible.
Hey! I love mine, thank you very much.
B.
B?
She said A.
Oh,
Like
okay.
B.
She was being
D.
threatening.
Oh, damn it.
So anyway, so what that's gonna be one of the many things
Oh,
we're
yeah.
gonna have in the store as something that people can pick up. We're also going to be taking those to the different stores that we're advertising through and putting them for sale there. Mainly with the idea that we're going to be offering a very inexpensive set of dice,
Yeah.
but it's going to include things like a business card with our website and everything on it. We're going to be doing a major push to get this done. What this actually comes around to is, if we continue to have the fans that we have, oh, everyone disappeared from Twitch. If we continue to have the fans that we
I'm
have,
still there.
No, okay, no more.
yeah. If we continue to have the fans, I just saw the dog. We continue to have the fans that we have on for the podcast and everything like that, and if that market goes over into
If you pet her,
the
she
actual
takes that
live
as
page,
encouragement.
then we're going to have a decently large amount of people who may be interested in products in the game. So,
Cool.
all that being said, we're going to be doing all that, but we are going to do the more traditional route for shows like this, and we are going to be doing Patreon as well. I'm just still walking through the Patreon and trying to figure out exactly what is the best way to get that.
Oh yeah,
It's added sleeping, yes.
Cute over there.
She's adorable. She knows it. She just looked her eyebrows at me like, shut the hell up. All right, so we are still stalling for Dakota.
I may have threatened to give her a bath today.
Dakota?
Dakota?
I had no idea Dakota had that issue.
No, not Dakota.
I'm going to message Dakota real quick and warn her.
Careful, if you show up, you're getting a bath.
Careful, you show up, we're streaming it.
Make sure to bring a towel.
We have towels.
No, but fresh out.
That was bad.
No.
Sweet innocent baby.
This was horrible.
So,
Little Bit was arguing with me in the shower today. She did not like me in the shower at all.
it's a stand-up glass shower. So she sits on the ledge and just like will paw at you through the glass.
And
It's kind of hilarious.
did the cat and the meow at me. So yeah, the cat, not Dakota, the cat.
Are you sure?
So
I am 100% positive Dakota was not watching me take a shower this morning.
Are you sure?
Yes, yeah. Are you sure
I am
about that?
positive.
there's gonna have to be some validation process with this. But anyway, so
She was at work this morning. She wasn't watching me take a shower,
Yep.
alright?
I mean,
Shut up.
that could be.
I mean, we could start since she's not
we're gonna start. We're gonna start because she's not even.
in the group
Yeah.
right now. So
Oh, and the other thing I wanted to go over is like the website's getting revamped. Everything's getting revamped on that side, and
Everything's getting turned into a
we're going to be putting up a list of shows that we're running. Because for the audience, they probably don't know yet, but we do run a large number of shows.
Like 5.
Well, no, we don't run at all.
We run 2 shows that rotate out on Friday nights.
Seriously, 5?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We run the Vampire the Masquerade game, which rotates out with that 5th edition Vampire the Masquerade, which is just starting. We run the Monster of the Week game, which runs on Fridays. We run the Forgotten Realms game, which runs on Saturdays.
Which, are we
We're-
doing it tomorrow? Or do we not know yet?
it depends on what
It's
time
still
you get
up
back.
in
Depends
the
on when we
air.
get back. We have to go to San Antonio and come back, and that's like
That's the whole process.
yeah.
Yeah.
That's,
Alright.
that's a thing.
Yes.
So it's just why we're not going to play hella late tonight, because
Hello, lady.
So the month of the week. Then there is the Firefly game,
I forgot
and
about
finally,
that one.
and then finally we have
Tal'Dorei.
the Tal'Dorei game. Now the Tal'Dorei, Firefly, and Forgotten Realms games rotate out on Saturdays, but we only play 3 weeks out of the month. We take 1 weekend off. So what we set up is it goes basically on Saturdays. It's Forgotten Realms 1 weekend. Firefly the next weekend, and then Tal'Dorei the last weekend. Then we
Mhm.
take a weekend off and start the cycle again.
Mhm.
And then we just rotate out Friday night games between Vampire and Monster of the Week.
Mhm.
Now, what that also does, it gives us a large cast of players that we can have. Because right now we have 5 people, we're gonna have, and it was 6 players at the table. What we're gonna end up with eventually is, I think we have 8 total. No. 7 total.
8.
8 total gamers. And so, yeah.
Oink.
I was about to say he's forgetting about Camille.
Math.
Huh?
Some math.
Good.
It's hot.
Oh, I think Takuma's here. But anyway, so.
Time to get to math.
the maths.
Let me draw the bath.
Oh my god. I am not.
Have we drawn the bath? There she is.
I'm gonna see if she has it. Nope.
Okay,
she won't be able to
so
open
just
the door.
run.
Dakota, run for it.
Yeah.
Oh, literally. Okay.
No,
The
no.
other way.
Oh, that way.
You've been mentioned several times, and a bath has been involved with the word. So.
I don't understand.
Jess is gonna give you a bath.
Yeah. Look whose face is red now.
Subjects got crossed on conversations.
Hi, sweet pea.
And now the conversation has to be very clear.
Now it turned real wholesome.
And we are
Squeaky clean.
And we are
We are live now.
We've been live.
I'm watching you.
That got creepy.
Yeah.
Fast.
Like how
It's
the
been that way since I walked through the door.
Everybody just glossed over that.
Things spiraled out of control so fast. Alright.
And no,
Yeah.
I'm not giving her a bath.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it was like a quick cut. We were talking about you, and then somehow we shot to the cat real quick, and she was talking about taking the giving the cat a bath, and everybody else was still on the subject of you. So
It was like, wait,
So,
Dakota?
Yeah,
Okay.
You've been threatening her with a bath all day?
I was like, I never heard this conversation. I've been here literally all day.
Yes, I'm gonna take Dakota in the bathroom.
one.
and give her a
That's all
bath.
you need. Just one.
I think you may want to clear that with Dakota first.
At the least.
I promise.
At least take her out to dinner and buy her a drink or something. God.
Dakota, there's also cookies on the stove, which the stove is still on, by the way.
Because that possibly have another batch of cookies.
Possibly.
Okay. And
I mean, possibly.
there is
I'm gonna go eat the rest of those cookies on that tray.
pizza and beverage in the
Beverages.
fridge.
And if you want some, there is a lovely blonde beer in the fridge.
Back to the bath.
And there's the usual, the darks. There's 2 stouts and there's a blonde. So.
Thank you.
And then in that fridge is Sam Adams Oktoberfest.
Awesome.
Oh, and
So-
Ray and I are on keto now, so
These are the last beers we're gonna have from forever.
guess who gets to help us drink what's left?
So, all right.
So, like,
I am so happy. So,
Oh, that is awesome.
thank you. It was a gift.
Oh,
oh, that's very nice. It contains your minis and everything.
Yes.
Is it wormwood or is it something else?
Mike.
Is it something Mike printed out? Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Those
Yeah.
were my names.
It was initially
Yeah. Mike
Anthony's,
makes.
but then Anthony got like a much bigger one, and this one wasn't sanded or polished, so he gave it to me.
that's so
Yeah,
cool.
looks very
Been meaning to ask him.
familiar,
Mhm.
but
Been meaning to ask
This
him
one
for,
has a brand.
like, ever.
Yes.
I have
First printed his out.
Who did?
way more dice than that.
I've been meaning to ask him for one for forever.
I don't know which printer you use though. I don't know
I
if you
forgot
use.
those
No,
miniatures in here.
getting off subject.
No, let's talk this 3D
No,
printing
no,
tech.
that's enough.
Let's go. Yes, let's stall some more.
Play.
I know.
I want to fly.
I want to fly.
Lackady-da.
No, it's Lord. All right, so tonight's game is Monster of the Week. The Monster of the Week game is a campaign taking place here in Houston, Texas. We did do one session before previously on Twitch, didn't we?
Yes.
Yes.
I think I asked that already.
On behalf of everyone, I sincerely apologize.
It's not me you need to apologize.
Yeah.
I don't apologize.
I might have puked in your bed.
Cool.
Among other things.
Not normal.
Nice.
You-
Yeah, not normal puke either. Like,
I normally puke all over your living room.
like supernatural puke.
Like a nice,
Exorcist.
like
oily,
like melted licorice with
See,
molasses
you guys
and just
had-
kind of mixed them together and heated them up and threw them on the bed.
You guys
You've
had
thought about
20
this.
minutes of me not being here to roleplay cleaning up that house.
Oh, there is
House anymore.
no.
There's none of them around the house. They got chased off.
There might not be much of a house left.
Great. Then you
Yeah.
know what? Let's just jump into it.
Worst part is his bunkhouse ain't even there.
I know. She was there to defend her house.
Can we never go to the house till like the end of the campaign?
Campaign keeps on happening, and then we're all limping back to the house, mourning the lost and everything like that. And Bunkhouse looks up and was like, "What the fuck happened to my house?"
Bunkhouse is sitting on the porch with a shotgun.
Y'all got some splaining.
Got some alcohol, you'll need it.
Jokes on you, I like bullets.
If the explanation's good enough, you just get it in the kneecap. That's your dinner. A cookie and a beer.
Best
Sounds like
dinner
dinner to me.
ever.
Because I'm
All right.
so sweet.
Aww. So,
Need a bottle opener.
oh,
Michael.
Why did Michael
It's
have a
literally-
bottle
it-
opener?
Isn't that a bottle opener right there?
That's the back
Okay.
scratcher.
Yeah, I keep the hole looks like a bottle opener. I keep getting
I
confused.
mean,
I mean, you could try it.
I don't think
Uh,
I do.
You'll probably the back
You'll
scratcher.
break it, but
thank you so much.
Alright.
I
So-
thought it was twist off.
Twistination.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Right.
Does anyone have headphones on their phone?
No.
Damn.
I have an ear.
Let me
It's
check
over
it.
there.
I just want to check one thing.
Just normal earbuds?
Well, I was gonna check the
I had a head
audio
on my phone.
Hello.
real fast on Twitch. Because no one's
No, I took mine out.
Huge. So,
We got an Uber.
Oh shit.
we got what?
We got an Uber is where we left off.
We
Yeah.
got an Uber.
Yeah. We.
Oh god, that's right. Oh my god.
Yeah.
We're going to the house and lose.
Yeah,
Oh, that's right.
Oh yeah.
Well, actually, no, we're
Yeah,
going
we
to-
trashed. Yeah, we
on
threw a
the
razor at your
monkey
house. Now we're going to a
conference,
concert.
You guys threw a party at my house?
Uh huh.
Um,
Uh huh. Well, no. See, remember when I said ranger? Yeah.
I would have not called that a party.
I mean, for I guess it was.
Oh, you're doing morning papers?
yes, she probably does.
I'll move my cookies. I got smited by Satan's son.
We've got very little echo.
Oh yeah. One of his other sons, not
Alright.
the one that's in my
That's all I want
head.
to check. What's in your head?
I didn't know that's what it was.
Yeah, there's a lot of updating that phone.
There's so much shit.
Great. Yeah. You should.
You didn't watch the last show.
No, I was on vacation. I was hiking in the mountains.
I mean,
That's no-
that's where I want to be.
That's no excuse.
I gotta get away.
Get on Twitch, you animal.
What are you saying? You didn't have signal? What the hell? Where were you?
The Wasatch Mountains.
Shit. This is the problem when you come late, we can't catch up. Alright, so we will leave you guys where you are.
How can you get an Uber?
Hopping in an Uber, fleeing a falling down
Covered in
house.
black sand.
You're one of these covered in- Yeah, how do you talk the Uber driver to let you in his damn car?
I don't let him see.
I scared the little
How
piss
do you
out of
let
him.
see me? And how are you fitting it? You got an Uber Black, that was how.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, I thought I was running.
Yeah, you were running.
You're running.
Yeah, I was running.
Oh, yeah,
I
you're
just said
running.
fuck it and ran.
Yeah.
I'm
Also,
gonna,
the
like-
house wasn't destroyed.
There was the entire back of her garage is gone.
I did that note.
That wasn't me.
I didn't
What did
even
that
know.
Oh, wait.
I remember that. I remember like a door
going.
going smashed.
The car was smashed
Ah.
into the
car?
garage.
Yeah.
Oh! Oh, shit.
Oh yeah,
I
that was
said
my
it.
guess. I guess
That
you were
was
trying to
you,
save the
wasn't
house.
I just knocked down the fucking fence.
And then the
Yeah.
back fence is gone.
I didn't knock down the back fence.
You
The
know
back
what?
fence was knocked down like
By
as
the
I was
dogs.
standing there. Yeah, by the dogs.
Oh, the,
Yeah.
Oh yeah, because hell kind
Yeah.
of came on Earth.
So,
Only in a temporary localized area centering around your house.
in my suburban home.
Yes.
But your house is still standing as far as we know.
And
So that's a win.
Your neighbors
That's a
might
win.
not be a problem anymore.
Well,
Well, the one neighbor. His wife's still out of town.
Yeah.
So there'll be a brief period of mourning.
We got a lot of
Oh, God.
you had a lot of explaining to
It's
do.
okay.
I
talked him down
I had
and
a
all
lot of-
that shit happened.
Bunkhouse had a
It's
lot of
okay.
apologies
It's not
to
really
do.
a
It's all my
book
fault.
trip.
I
It's
have
a
a lot of
book
explaining to do because I have an employer and I was supposed to be watching you people.
Yeah, that's right. So this is all your fault.
Yeah! Actually, your employer called you to go do something else, and that's why Bunkhouse
Oh,
wasn't
yeah.
there.
Oh, then I'm in the green.
Yeah, you're good!
So basically what happens is, we'll actually rewind a little bit. There's a point where Bunkhouse is in her living room. Your cell phone rings.
I answer it.
Yeah.
I check to see who it is before I answer it.
I'm glad you answered.
I let
him wreck on a lot of shit.
I let it ring 3 times and then I answer it.
He's like, and he, you hear his voice, he's like, alright, we need to get you in here real quick. Are you guys in a safe, secure location now?
I'm at my house.
Okay, I said a nice, safe, secure location.
Sure.
Alright. So you feel safe enough to leave them for a couple of hours while we can get you privately debriefed on what we hope and think is going on?
She takes a sip of a beer and she goes, pass.
Do I really have to rephrase it?
On
What are you lying?
on the show the bill.
I can type it on the computer. I mean, to be fair, you see Corey just sitting there typing on the computer to do a fucking research, so like, and
She
he's
went
passed
to,
out on the
she went to
couch.
bed,
Yeah.
and I think you went to bed.
Yep.
And
And I
he
get
was
to
sleeping in the backyard.
Yeah, I was staring at the stars and then out.
She looks over at all of you with one sweeping glance and
I'm in the backyard.
gives,
And he's still laying in the with a
unconscious.
Yeah.
conscious on the couch.
and gives an almost like a fatherly and goes,
They'll be okay.
They'll be
They'll be
alright.
And then just like a Lions of Aurora snore from the backyard. Rattles the windows just a little bit.
Corey's doing her homework, like, you're like, we got this.
They're gonna be fine.
Alright.
Yeah, we're gonna be just fine. This poor bitch. Just wait.
So,
Ew.
nice.
Yummy.
So, you head in.
That was Alco.
So you make the drive out.
Oh,
You live down in
Oh, the main characters.
that little area right off between 610.
I think that is what we agreed on, yeah.
Yeah. Where that area is being basically gentrified.
Yes.
So they're rebuilding houses, they've re-spruced up. It's kind of funny. They've re-spruced up all those really old shopping centers in that area, but instead of modernizing them, they just restored them. So they look like from the modern shopping centers from the 60s. So it's like all this whole, eclectic throwback stuff,
Yeah.
but they're all like been totally cleaned up and they look really nice. So, but anyway, so you make the drive up to the buildings, pull into the secret garage, drive down, leave 3 or 4 flights of stairs. Someone just said Michael's mic is definitely one of the ones.
The ones?
The ones that work well.
Oh! Thank you.
So anyway,
Who's the was a dragon?
one of Rachel's friends. Everyone who's listening to us was listening to us.
Rachel doesn't have friends
Huh? Rachel doesn't.
It says Hey Ray, so.
that are free.
It says Hey Ray, this is Nick.
Oh, hey Nick.
What's a Nick?
San Antonio
I
group.
think that's what they put in
Ah!
Oh, really?
We
The
do
thing that's
have-
causing
he
all the
was the
problems.
original. He was
Wow.
the original dinner game from San Antonio.
Ah,
And we
he
may
was an
have them
OG.
guest star on occasion. Come in
Ooh,
and do
guest star.
some stuff. So,
Ooh, guest star.
Tighten the thing.
Don't break it.
Don't break it. Don't break the arm. It's worth more than the mic. Which is why we're gonna get new mics. But anyway, so he says, so you guys
Dude,
drive
just
in,
scoot up.
park the car.
What are you talking about?
He just says a turn. He's right
What
there.
are you talking about? Right here.
Okay.
He's got the good one.
So
Look at me, I
then
have a
you,
good
you
mic.
go in
I can
and
talk
you
way back
basically
here.
report in. When you come in the door, as you go through security, what was his name? Oh my god, I can't remember his name now.
Bob.
No, it wasn't
Pete?
Peterson. Huh?
Peterson.
Peterson? It was Peterson?
Yes,
All
that's
right.
your good old Pete.
Good old Pete. Pete Peterson. So you as you come right as you come in through security, because it's late. It's like because you guys were like packing it in at around ish midnight, 1 o'clock in the morning. So it's late.
She's wearing like boot-cut jeans, her trusty old alligator skin boots, and like a Hawaiian overshirt and like a threadbare tank top.
Gotcha. Yeah. Totally not you.
Real bunkhouse fashion, yeah.
Yeah. So as you come in, the guy on security detail, who is just in a security outfit or anything like that, he looks at as you badge in, He kind of like looks at, at the computer monitor and goes, "Yeah, Mr. Peterson wanted me to remind you to report to his office immediately, not to wander."
I was gonna stop by the
Yeah, he said report to his office
Okay.
immediately and not wander.
right. No, I'll go right there.
Do it.
He's like, "Yeah, that's why we're putting this detail to escort you to his office and not wander."
All right. Well, then, wow. Could we get somebody to bring a coffee to me then? Is that possible?
I don't know.
Can you do that, Pumpkin?
Ooh, come
Oh,
on.
yeah, oh, shit.
Yeah, he kind of looks at you like, "Sure, sweetums."
She winks.
He does not wink back. He's like, "I see what you." So anyway, you head out, make it to Peterson's office in record time because you don't get to do your usual meandering route. And Peterson's sitting there at the desk, and he's not in his normal attire either. He is in like a polo and jeans, and his firearm is sitting on the desk. His computer's up in front of him. It's in its holster, but it's sitting
Oh,
on
good.
the
I was like, oh.
His firearm's sitting on the desk. There's a round. You can tell there's a round chamber. It looks like there's smoke coming out of the barrel. No, he's sitting at the desk, and he says, "All right. This is the first time we really had some time to sit down in an official fashion."
You're fucked.
He says, "Bring the mic close. What I need you to understand is that all the difficulties that you are under right now, all the stress, everything else, we're completely cognizant of it.
No,
No,
I
your
really
fault.
appreciate
And
that.
we are going to be doing everything we can to restore you back to your status quo.
Mm-hmm.
We, unfortunately, at this very moment, are not able to put all our resources towards discovering what that is going to entail. Mainly because all our resources are being devoted to all
The
of
crystals.
us not fucking dying. I am hoping you can understand that.
Yeah, I suppose I can make a concession for you. Mm-hmm.
Thank you. In that regard, several things have come up that have led us to believe that the significance of the team that you have been thrust into may be more than what we originally hypothesized.
Did I not mention that? Not that I knew anything about that. Just it was, made. One could intuit that it was endgame proportions.
This is all endgame scenario. What I'm saying is, we weren't abundantly aware that your little team of misfits might be a key contingency factor on this turning out in our favor.
Now, Pete, and she's gonna put her hand on his desk and lean across it, and she's gonna say,
Oh Lord.
as adorable as it is that you continue to call my team misfits, I have faith in them. And I would just appreciate it.
I was hoping everyone would hold it together, but no one did.
I would really appreciate if you would extend to them the same courtesy that you would extend to any of your best teams, especially if that team was crucial to your mission. Is that understood, Pete?
Oh shit!
He kind of stops and he looks at you and kind of raises one eyebrow and he's like, "Well, there's definitely a difference between
I'm
Bauhaus."
pretty sure that's a band name.
He says,
I know.
"All right,
We can be the married band of misfits.
I don't know
Check to see if it's
what
covered.
the scenarios were like where you came from, but on this side of whatever it is, your team is almost exclusively made of assets."
Right.
That's not what I thought.
Assets are chess pieces. And in every game, you have to sacrifice pieces to win.
Hey, Lilith's not happy.
Now, you are the leader of this team, but you are also, before anything, a member of this organization. And now that it's coming down to the wire, and it looks looks like your team may be up to bat in some pretty heavy scenarios, you're gonna have to be the one playing chess.
Right.
You have to be willing to sacrifice assets to make sure that we come up on top on these scenarios. I'm not saying throw these people away, because you're up to bat in the biggest game of
Ever.
this reality. So you can't afford to just throw them away willy-nilly. But if you're getting too attached,
That could be a problem, right? Well, I will absolutely keep what you are saying in mind, Pete. I got people to get back to.
one last thing. What do you know about Mama G?
Clearly a very powerful entity. I am not quite sure to what extent. My meeting with her was real brief.
You are the first person in this entire organization who's had an encounter with her.
Oh, she is a delight, yeah. Real sweet. Maybe from the Louisiana area, I'm not sure.
We are in a situation where any intelligence that we can get is vital. And from what we understand, she is not a small. She is incredibly well informed, but she has not reached out to us at all.
Now, I'm not sure what significance your Lilyhammer has on this side of the pond. But I do know a thing or two about being a beat cop. Somebody who plays both sides rather equally. I love this organization, and I've lived by this organization, in a sense. Sometimes when people don't want to be found, the best way for them to want to get in contact with you is to not press, so to speak.
Considering what the implications are of what she may or may not be, because we do not have the intelligence in hand, we've never tried to force that issue. But considering the scenario that we're in, and not just us or even just our reality, considering the scenario we're in for the nature of everything, you would think that she would want any amount of help from any source she could get it that was fighting on the same side.
Well, I don't know much. I do know Southern people relatively well, and I'm not sure what reality this lady's from. However, it might benefit you to make a simple invitation of some dinner and tea.
I will say it's not something that we have actually tried, but we have made very polite offers, put out feelers, let her know that we're willing to do whatever we have to ensure that she is met with the ultimate courtesy in her matter of choosing, with her in charge of the entire scenario, and we've heard nothing. Now, the reason that I'm bringing this up is, since you are a member of this organization and you have been able to make contact with her,
Mm-hmm.
we would like you yet another level.
Mm-hmm.
But we would like you to take point on establishing yourself as a liaison between her and us. I know it's not your normal skill set.
No, I'm a real people person. People say that about me all the time. I will do my best.
All right. I mean, other than that, Your team's performed very well. In the short time they've been together, they have shown that they have established compassion for each other. They are willing to work together, although that's still rudimentary. You're going to need to get an assessment done of each of their individual unique gifts and talents so you can have a better idea of how to structure your organization of what the team does.
I can record you an analytical report if that's what you're asking.
We would like to see that, yes. And that way we can put it through to our analysts, and if they have anything they think that would help you, they can offer that up. We don't know what we can offer you in ways of hardware, but they've done enough now to where they have been cleared to have access to the arsenal up to certain points. But of course, anything above standard issue is going to require at least a rudimentary amount of training for them.
Right.
But we know that some of them walk around with like midnight specials in their purses. So we would like to see them maybe have something that can pull them out of the fire a little bit better.
Now, it might benefit you to play to some of their desires as well. And she is going to reach back into her belt and she's going to pull out like a small leather-bound book that she takes random notes in. Now, this Alucard fellow, he, from what I can gather, is from a relatively magically gifted upbringing and/or family. Is that correct?
Yes.
Wonderful. If there is some way that you can benefit his research, I'm sure that he would be much obliged.
We've
to
given him
assist.
access to the library.
Good, that is a start. If you could find out, I would like more information on his family. If you could get me some kind of resource.
We'll have the dossier sent to your machine.
Yeah, thank you very much. I don't think the big guy wants much. She's gonna kind of flip through. Now, I have noticed the little one, she talks to herself a lot. Did you guys get anything solid on that?
She is, at times she clocks as a teenager, and at times she's clocked off the charts.
Yeah.
Well, sorry,
clock as
as a young lady. At times she clocks as a young lady, at times she clocks off the charts. We have no idea what it is. We've got theories. All of them are things that we've not encountered yet, but that some of our older versions of our organization has actually
That teenager was up there. That's fine.
been part of.
Okay.
And especially when we used to use the white tabards with the red crosses.
Okay. If you could get me access to maybe some kind of emergency sedative. I've got a couple of very strong people, both magically and physically, and if I need to shut something down, then I will. I've already struggled with somebody getting carried away on the battlefield once or twice, so if I could nip that in the bud as quick as possible, that would be wonderful.
And we do not want to expend an asset before we have to, so before you leave, I'll have something put together for you.
Thank you.
I don't know exactly what we can do in all that instance, but I'll see about getting together. And we understand that the big guy has some pretty serious trauma and
That
some
is
very
evident,
heavy
yes.
PTSD.
The understatement.
So I understand exactly where you're coming from.
Don't do that, it hurts.
Are you okay?
I'm good.
She's got a cookie. She's fine.
She's good. Yeah, sugar.
Wonderful. Yeah. If you could get me that sedative, something that even as a blanket could get anybody I need to.
Just understand, if we get you something that's supposed to take him down, any probably other person on that squad is going to, if you use it on them, it's going to kill them.
That is noted. Okay. Yep.
So just make sure you only hold it for him. And the other problem you're having, and we noticed, is it's probably going to have to be an aerosol.
Okay.
It's really difficult to puncture his hide.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Absolutely.
Some people would call me thick with 2 C's.
Is that because you're immortal?
Just make one thing clear, Pete. And she's gonna lean across his desk again.
He literally puts his hand on his revolver.
She winks at him.
Oh my god.
You just want everybody to know.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. If you are considering my team assets, and I am the chess player, so to speak, though I cannot play chess, I would like that to be made clear. Those are my assets to expend. I don't care what other agents you have on that field. They are my team.
You've been part of an organization like this on either end.
I have.
I can guarantee you, as long as I'm in charge of this mission, I may give you an order you don't like. But I'll leave it up to you how to carry out that order. But I may give you that order.
Getting of mice and men feeling on this.
Well, this was a really fun talk, Pete. And she's gonna round the chair that she's not been sitting in and sit in it, and then put her feet up on his desk and be like, "So I did ask for coffee when I came in."
And he's like, I know. He reaches down his desk, he pulls out 2 crystal glasses, and pours like 2 fingers of scotch in each one. And he slides it across. He's like,
It's not coffee, but it'll do.
Right? It'll do. I will need a coffee after, but yes.
he takes it up and he's like, good luck.
Thank you.
He's like, and then that same security guy all the way from the front gate comes walking in with like coffee on a tray. He kind of like glares at you, and he walks over like there's a little side desk over the back of the room, and he puts it down there, and he kind of turns around and leaves.
Does he do the whole like passive aggressive sets it down?
No, he does not. He just sets it down and turns around and walks out.
I don't think he likes me.
You're like, not everybody does.
Not many people do. And she's also gonna take another drink.
And he kind of, he's still sitting there. He kind of puts it down. He's like, look, Lilyhammer was relatively well liked, but she was new.
You're like, ah,
And
shit.
she was, I think I've told you this already, she was a climber. She was looking to see where she could go in this organization. I understand from what we've been able to ascertain from the profiling we've done from your mics, is you're more of a vet. And your background is nowhere near as
Christine.
as contextually organized as her was.
Yeah.
She had a very focused personality. I think you do too, but I think the nature of what drives you is completely different.
That is probably accurate, yes.
So whereas she was trying to be one of the youngest, team leads in our history, I think you were thrown into these situations.
That is also accurate, yes.
So I understand rudimentarily what your focus is. Don't pretend to know you. You're not her.
No. No, I wear good shirts.
Wow, sassy.
I've got a fashion sense.
He says, just to understand, wherever she is, there are people here who miss her. And there are people here who are concerned about her well-being. And unfortunately, they're concerned about your well-being.
Yeah, I haven't met any of them in person, so.
Yeah, whatever. We have tape. I was actually walking with you.
That's right.
Right, what I meant to say was I never met them past that.
Uh-huh. So, we'll leave that at that. It's like, I just wanted to let you know that you're inhabiting someone who is a vital part of this. But we do not consider you two separate people. As far as we're concerned, Lily's just gotten a bit off.
A little bit sassy.
No one here, other than myself and those above me, have any idea what happened.
That
what's
is
happened.
accurate.
I'm glad you've confirmed that. I wasn't really telling you for that reason.
Mm-hmm.
So, I'll pull her into the office next.
I don't know what you mean.
Oh Lord.
It's obvious that you didn't make the call. It's understandable. Alright, you better get back to your charges.
Yeah, I'm not worried.
And then a crackle comes, you hear that high-pitched noise, and he's like, puts his fingers to his ear, you see he's wearing an earpiece, he's like, oh, shit.
You know what? Don't even.
What?
Would you mind if I went ahead and I utilized that armory access?
He's like, whatever do you mean?
I'm not worried. I'm just.
You should be.
Well, the good news is your team is fine.
Oh, good. Well, then I was never worried about him. I was actually just considering what I would do in the event of a
The OP
citywide threat.
van has signed in that they have all left in quite a hurry and that they took an Uber.
Because the car got smashed.
Yeah.
He can fit in an Uber.
Well, they couldn't fit in the SUV that's in your garage anymore.
Oh,
Sorry.
I mean, to be fair, they slashed the tires first. It's not
Yeah.
our fault.
They started it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they totally didn't start it. We didn't start it at all. I didn't do anything.
No.
you know what? I'm sure it's a big misunderstanding. I will go ahead and handle that.
I'm going to, we'll have the OP follow and we'll keep you posted as to where they are.
Great.
Are you going to meet up with them first?
No, I'm gonna stop by the armory.
Okay,
I'm not doing anything nefarious.
I understand. All right, well, catch up with them as quick as you can.
I will try to do that. Yes,
He
sir.
kind of stops again. He's like, yeah, catch up with them as quick as you can.
She's gonna take her feet off his desk.
I mean, the place we're going, Mama G's is right across from the House of Blues, so we're going to the same
And then they're going downtown for some reason, and from what I'm understanding from the reports from your house, that could be a lot of collateral damage in the works. In
You
a
know
very
what?
public place.
I'm getting a phone call. I'm gonna go right now. And she's gonna stand up and she's gonna take her way out of it.
He doesn't even, he pours himself under.
She doesn't even pull out her phone.
He's gonna be dead.
Alright, so,
Us? Or she?
you're going, what do you, real quick, before you do anything else like it, what are you pulling out of the arm?
So she, if I remember correctly, uses a shotgun. So I'm going to pick up.
She doesn't just use a shotgun.
She uses several things.
Yeah.
I would like to get a modified shotgun, maybe something a little more high tech than what I've got. Just
Okay.
something flashy.
How about a full auto barrel fed shotgun?
Perfect. What
can
color
fire-
is it?
It's pink. It can fire 50 rounds, so it can basically fire all day when it comes to shotgun.
Shit,
It's
I
not
wonder what
pink.
shotgun-
Okay, I was like,
It's company issue, so it's basically, camoed out or solid black. or
solid black
blue.
is great. Do they have matte?
Huh?
Do they have matte?
Yeah, they do not want shiny
Cool.
because they don't want anything to reflect off of that
The
metal.
English was. I had to read it.
So they basically set up the you go down there, you get the shotgun. The drum on the barrel is fucking huge, so that's the only drawback to it.
Depends on what your motives are.
But
Oh, is this like a
it's
spaz with
the
a-
nickname of this shotgun is the Street Sweeper.
Is this essentially a spaz with a drum mag?
Pretty much.
Okay.
Yeah. It just doesn't hold. This doesn't have the rate of fire that the spaz does. So it's
Yeah.
Shotgun is why.
Do they have any like cool sunglasses?
well, they have tacticals. Yeah.
Do they look cool or do they look like?
They're kind of cheesy. They're orange.
She doesn't,
What they're designed to do is keep muzzle flare down so you can see while you're firing.
she doesn't need any of that.
She was hoping for
That's what her old Ray
aviators.
Bans are
Yeah.
for. Yeah, she was.
You have your Ray-Bans or your aviators or whatever bunkhouse normally wears.
Yeah, that's good.
All right, so you basically go through and it takes you, because this is not a common weapon. It is a actual tactical weapon, so you have to sign it out. So yes, but you do have the fact that anytime that if they call Peter's, when they call it the Peter's room, he's actually in his office. He's waiting right there. So they call up to get approval, and he's like, yes, whatever, just nothing armor. No, it's not armor piercing. He's like nothing that's incendiary though. All right, it's nothing incendiary. He's like nothing high explosive.
She signs it as Lilyhammer with a heart.
That's adorable.
She's actually has your same name. Lilyhammer's just her name.
That's what she signs it as.
Okay.
I'm not taking it back.
All right, so you head out and you start making your way. I'm assuming you're going downtown because that's where they're supposed to be headed.
Yeah, I suppose I'll go ahead and I'll
Getting those updates and
pack up my new car
Trying to
in my
intercept.
truck or in my nice souped up killing car, and
Killing car.
I'll head that way.
All right.
In my
So you head downtown. So you guys are gonna have about a 10-minute lead on.
okay. Helpful.
All right, so
She's gonna be so fucking pissed if she finds out.
you guys are in the Uber,
Yep.
headed downtown. You're just going through shadows. Oh, and they're gonna have at least a 10-minute lead on you, not because you can't keep up with the vehicle,
But
but
because
because
you
you're
gotta
trying to. You have to do it by keeping it obscured and making sure that people only see a ghost of you. You can never go in like direct lighting, so any well-lit straight streets are no ghosts.
Gotcha.
All right. So you guys get downtown. You get to the Hard Rock and
House of Blues.
House of Blues. Sorry, House of Blues. And so there is a big concert tonight. So the main street in front of the venue has been cordoned off. People are like walking willy-nilly, going back and forth. The concert, actually, the main act goes on at 10.
Oh,
It-
you said it was like midnight when we all went.
that's
we
right,
were-
that's right,
When
that's
we were
right.
settling in.
Oh,
It's like 3 in the morning right now.
It's about 2 in the morning, yeah. So
'Cause
the
she
main
was
act has just
sleeping
gotten
when
off
we
the
woke up,
stage.
Yeah.
The main act has actually just gotten on the stage.
Is it Britney Spears?
Huh? It is
At the
not.
House of Blues.
No.
So I don't know. Britney Spears, House of Blues houses all kinds of weird stuff,
I don't think it
and
is
Britney
not-
Spears counts as weird.
Not that kind of weird.
Not cool weird.
No, not Britney.
Only when she shaved her head.
She tried to fucking cut her hair.
Oh, is that what you did?
Yeah.
And she was having a massive nervous breakdown. But
Among other things, yes, but
Which I totally understand.
so you guys get down there. The Uber driver lets you out. Like I said, the show.
what?
The show, yes. The show is let out a while ago, but there's still people loitering around. There are 24-hour bars, not 24 hours, but there's like after-hour bars down here.
Yeah.
They don't serve alcohol anymore, but they're serving like bar food and stuff like that for
So people can sober up.
Yeah, so people can eat and sober up. So some of the places down here stay open until like 4 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
And there is some all-you-can-eat eateries downtown as well. So. You guys are downtown. There's still people wandering around. Still people on that lovely double high from being at a show and being really high. So there's a lot of activity downtown. What are you guys gonna do?
Well, you had wanted to go into Mama G's place first, and then we go to the House of Blues after, so you can find the face.
So it's Mama G's.
Right. There is a very small, single window, single door, like not studio, but what do you call it? Well, a little retail space.
Yeah.
And it's like squeezed in between 2 other, like one of them's like a Ticketmaster place, and the other one right beside it is like, it's like a freaking like McDonald's or something like that. So it's like sandwiched in between those. And above it, it says Mama G's Emporium.
Look, I'm gonna run up the door, just like,
The light's on,
okay, I shut the door.
unlocked.
Okay, I run inside.
All right.
Well, follow right after you.
So inside there is about a 500 square foot retail space. It's got, along the walls there is stuff like crystal balls, there are incense, there are, different esoteric items that were utilized for a number of different, either what you would call counterculture, or or actual divination and religious practices, all over the place in the shop. There is a counter with this old cash register. It's a glass top counter. Inside the glass case on the cash counter, there is a shit ton of bongs.
I yell out, Mama G!
At the back, on the back wall, and on the left-hand side of the back wall, there's really old rock posters, like, on display, and they all have price tags on them. There's like when Jimi Hendrix came through Houston, there's an original Jimi Hendrix concert poster on back there. There's a Jefferson Airplane poster back there. It's all lined up on the wall and all for sale at astronomical prices. But on that same wall, to the right-hand side, there is a beaded curtain.
I'm just chasing after you at this point. I don't know
What
if
else
anyone's
are you doing?
following.
You are going to be the what are you doing? Following them in? Loading. What are you doing? First things first, what are you doing to it? She's a known practitioner of some kind.
Oh, I'm gonna browse or
Peruse.
where.
Bongs.
Yeah, peruse.
Peruse the bombs. Good choice.
That's where I
What
am.
kind of alchemy set is this? I've never seen this before.
I'm not even looking at anything. I'm literally following Lilith because
I
without
have
Agus here, I'm the one who's like,
I have poor impulse control, so I'm just going.
yeah, no, I'm following after you to make sure
So
you
you run
don't
into
get
the
killed.
back.
Yeah, I'm just running.
In the back area, there is a single table. What looks to be like a kitchenette is back here. There's also a very small, old school black and white TV with the hanger for bunny ears on it. There's like an old timey refrigerator, an old gas stove right beside that, like a tiny 4-burner gas stove, and towards the back there is another doorway, which obviously leads to and also in this area there's also some shelves that look like storage for other retail stuff from the front of the shop. There's also a staircase that goes up.
Okay, I'm just going. If I don't see her, I'm running. I'm not
Look,
stopping.
look,
I don't care. And she's gone.
running after you. Stupid dad.
I
It's a
need
party.
you to skip, that is.
I was like, what do I do?
Okay. I need you to maybe 2d6 plus weird.
Weird. Is it trying to fight shit?
Weird.
No.
They're magical bongs.
Yeah. Lilith's 11 plus 3. Hey.
You're not there right now. You have a panic attack.
Yeah, so that's gonna be 12.
12.
What? 11 plus 3.
Oh, yeah, no, sorry.
They panicked.
That's
14,
hard.
14, yeah.
God.
Alright, so you basically
You
are
okay
sitting
over
there
there?
and you're walking into Mama G's. When you step through the doorway and walk into the actual retail shop, you have that momentary disassociation and feeling of, you feel like you passed through a ward of some kind, but it didn't stop you or give you any real resistance. You just felt yourself passing through a wall of force and power. The shop itself thrums with energy, and it doesn't make you feel uncomfortable. It doesn't make you feel anxious or nervous. It is just like going into I don't know if you've probably ever done this. Have you ever been any place with incredibly high powered electric lines, generators,
Yes.
and like that? Good. So when you walked in there and you got that whole your hair all stood up
Yeah.
on end, it feels like that, only it's not just that whole tingle. You can feel the pressure in the air from the amount of power that is just contained in this 500 square feet.
So I've got a tingling sensation.
Yes, you have a tingling sensation. It's not burning yet. Go see your doctor. You'll be fine.
I'll give you a cream.
So
Apply it twice per day.
now, what are you gonna? Now that you see that, what are you gonna do?
Yeah, no, the only thing I could think of is start looking around for like arcane signals. See if I can find
anything that would be causing this, so I could study it.
You get another 2d6 plus weird.
You're a nosy little bastard.
I don't know, no, little bastard. 13.
So you can't, even with the 13, you can't discern if there's anything here that's causing it. It's more like this space is causing it. There is something about this space. You running upstairs.
Yeah.
And you following her. What are you doing?
I was hanging out in the, I mean, they're being all nosy and getting Mama G's areas. I was hanging out in the main.
Where Skip is in?
Yeah.
So,
I mean, he's looking
About this
for
time-
pencils or whatever. I'm just looking around.
about this time, Michael, you are looking down. You found a way. The hardest part was literally sneaking downtown. All the buildings are smashed up against each other. Unless you like climb up and run across rooftops, it's a real bitch because there's not many alleys in downtown Houston. It's dumb. So you basically ended up finally making your way downtown. You are finally found a place to park the freaking car.
Now, I did, upon further reflection, just as a random question, I was wondering, does the Armory by any chance have vehicles?
Yeah, you don't have to take your car at all.
Do they have buses?
They may have access to like 1 or 2 buses.
Or
Like an
units that are
armored
meant to
van?
carry, like,
Yeah.
teams of people?
Like an armored van?
They have vehicles like that, but they are used for missions where they know they're going to be doing an assault. They're only given out to assault teams.
Okay.
What they normally check out to feel like this is maybe a larger vehicle is a larger SUV or van. The vans are technically armor plated. Nowhere near like a military vehicle, but they're reinforced. The glass is bulletproof. And the tires are designed to not really be able to be shot out, but they still can.
Yeah, okay. When you get to me, you'll know what I'm planning.
Well, actually, I was gonna say, as you're making your way to the area, you just found. I was gonna say you just found a spot to park your car, but now I don't know what size car your car is.
A van large enough to hold everyone.
Okay, that's not a problem at all, actually. So you basically found a place to park the van. You basically put it in like one of those loading ramps for one of the buildings. It says it says no parking, but you're just like nah.
Yeah.
So you dump it there. So you're basically around the corner from Mama G's. You're coming down. You're literally scaling down the outside wall of a building, trying not to do much damage. So you're actually climbing it, not just slamming your fingers into the brick. As you're coming down the outside wall of the building, are you carrying the shotgun?
No.
So you don't have the shotgun on you, or okay? As you're coming down the outside of the building, you can see the bunkhouse is like just walk around the corner. She's walking towards the same. You're across the street, but she's walking towards the same basic address you're walking at.
Okay.
So what are you doing?
How far away from?
Just across the street. It's only like it's still like 20 feet down from where you are, but it's only like a 30-40 foot jump.
Then I
Save yourself.
Are you gonna land on the ground or like try and catch yourself on the side of the building?
no, land on the ground.
All right. So, maybe a 2d6 plus weird. I just want to see how well this goes.
Just like an Avenger.
I don't think he's being.
Superhero.
Mm-hmm.
7.
Right. What's your intent? Are you just trying to land close to her? Or are you just trying?
Just
to,
landing near her, yeah.
And you're not. Are you trying to be subtle about it, or are you?
Just landing near her.
All right. So he comes. You just hear this very loud thump on the ground just behind you in the street. Right as you're walking up to Mama G's.
She, without turning around, locks the van. You can hear it in the background. Dun, dun. And she turns around and she goes, "Well, there you are. I have been looking for you. You know, I didn't think that you guys would take a little unsolicited field trip without me. your trusty guidance counselor, but it turns out that is what we are doing today. So where are you headed?
Agus just walks into the door and says, "Come on."
Right. And she's gonna follow behind him.
Okay. You walk through the door, and all the hair in your arms is standing on end.
Mm-hmm.
Your teeth are vibrating in your head.
Mm-hmm.
You know the last time you felt something like this was when you woke up in this time. This is magic beyond magic beyond magic.
Yeah, so Agus visibly just flexes, like his entire body, like right when he walks through the door, just like.
Because it's
And
not,
stops for a
it's
second.
Not, it's not
You weren't
divine in nature, and you were chasing her.
You alright?
Fine, we have a lot to explain.
He's standing there, and she's standing there.
The understatement of the century.
She's gotten to this area. She's holding this weird device. You recognize it clearly as a ball. I guess you don't know what it is, but it's a weird device. It's got a tube with a chamber and a little thing on the side.
It's a small one.
A weird incense holder. Yes.
Yeah.
We'll go with that.
So, and what are you doing?
As soon as I see Bunkhouse, I would like to, if you allow it, use magic to turn myself invisible.
I'll allow it.
Oh,
No,
shit! Do I see
Please.
you go invisible?
I'm going to see how high his roll is. That'll determine whether or not you see him or not.
11.
11?
It's
That's
a
actually
full
a
success.
straight success. So basically,
I'm gonna
the
put
door
it
opens,
around.
you see Bunkhouse, and just out of reflex and fear.
You think you catch a
realize
glimpse and there's nothing there?
She's closer to the door, so she draws your eyes first. And you could have sworn there was another person in the room, but there's not anyone else but her.
Hey, Bunkhouse.
Shopping.
Yes.
Right. So where is everybody else?
Well, Ivy Card was over there. The other ones were behind the
Meeker.
beaded curtain. I didn't want to be rude.
Good. That
And
is
she, because,
a start.
You're still describing earlier. You're in some kind of node of power. That invisibility spell felt weird. It felt like you weren't channeling the normal ley
Magics.
lines and magics that you normally reach out for.
Do you have any money?
Super quiet though.
Huh?
Same.
quiet.
Super quiet. Barely breathing.
Right.
What do you
she's
do?
gonna pull out like her leather wallet and like give you like $40.
Oh, awesome.
Put it in her.
I want
You're
that
f-
poster.
You're from Greece. It's like $1,200.
Yeah, if you can't afford it with that, then you're not getting it. Sorry.
You're from Greece, so you're not super familiar with U.S.
No,
currency.
this looks really cool.
No, I meant you don't really.
No,
you
it's
see
40 bucks.
20s.
Well, no, this looks cool too. Like, okay.
I like your paper money.
So what are you doing?
Agus is just gonna. We need to find Lilith, and he walks to the beat. Come on.
Right.
You tear most of the beats.
You hear?
Yeah.
It's not intentional.
Oh no! Yeah. No. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So you go through the beats. You guys run upstairs.
Yeah.
As you come up the stairs, you get to a landing. There is directly at the top of the stairs, like across the first landing. There is a door here. There is a left-hand turn, and there is like a little landing going along the staircase, going back that way. And at the far end of that landing, there is another door facing, like the landing ends at a wall, and facing into the landing, there's another door there.
Hey, somebody upstairs. Do you, is she here?
What are you talking about?
The demon in my head.
And he's like, he stops, and you hear him, and he's like, "Where the fuck are we?"
Okay, so you're gonna be no help.
No. Where the fuck are we?
We're looking for Mama G.
I understand that. I don't feel nothing.
What do you mean?
So normally I feel this thrum of power from that comes from being able to connect to being me. I'm a part of everything. I'm like a little god.
Oh, don't get so cocky.
I wish I was getting cocky. I don't have my realm.
What? Hey.
I'm a fucking voice in your head.
Do things feel weird here? Do you feel weird?
Should I roll for weird? Do I have a minus to it?
What do you normally use for your...
I use tough for everything. I'm a fighter.
Yeah, roll 2d6 plus weird.
Nope. But hey, I leveled up. That's a 5.
You don't feel anything odd. You don't feel anything weird. But you do know one thing.
Mm-hmm.
Well, no, you wouldn't know that yet. Never mind. Yeah, it wouldn't be something that occurred to you just now. But yes, you don't feel anything odd. You feel you should have all your abilities. You know you're still really strong. You know you're still really fast. You know.
I just got better at acting under pressure and helping out.
You don't level up until after.
No? I thought you leveled up at...
No. When you make a mistake and you get enough XP to level up.
Oh, you level
that's
up during the
immediate.
game?
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
That's the
Okay,
stuff
am I
you
getting like a feeling from either of the doors?
Well, weird.
No.
Mama G!
That's what happens when you don't answer Rachel soon enough.
Please answer Rachel.
So
A lot
we yell
faster.
out again, and there's no answer.
God fucking shit. Okay, so there's 2 doors basically. I go to one at the end of the hallway.
The one at the end of the landing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you basically round the landing, go down the end of the door, you open the door, and it is a very nice, neat, small. Because it's like when I say the end of the landing's only like 10 feet.
What is that?
It's a bug. Did it go in her cup?
It
Well,
went in
it
her
went
tray.
into her dice tray.
Is that a bug today?
You know what?
It's a
Don't
stink
even
bug.
worry about it. I got it.
Is that a stink bug?
It's a stink bug.
Oh.
Oh, hold on. You want to get the dice out?
I'm just gonna set him. You know what, buddy? Don't even worry about it. You and me,
Just
we're going home.
Don't irritate him, because those things hurt.
What? What do you mean?
They squirt a disgusting smelling acid out of their butt if they get agitated.
Well, I'm setting him around.
Okay.
I'll take him outside.
Thank you! I love you!
It
Thank
burns.
You know, I could have been dumb and brave,
Yeah, you could have.
but no.
Now you're just being smart and a coward.
Which is a thing.
Yeah.
Did you just put her dice out?
Yeah, I was about to say. And your dice are gone.
Bye.
Yeah. I hope you have another set of dice.
And if you step on those things, they
Tag yourself. I'm the smaller bug that flew in.
Those, that's a love bug. That's
Yeah,
just a
love
moth.
bug.
Yeah, we're
You
good.
just start hearing Skip screaming from outside. Mike, you're young and virile. Go check.
No, that's all you, man. It's your house.
Yeah. $100 off next month.
Michael's like, no, that's me too.
Did you save the dice?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's on the ceiling? Looks like a love bug.
You guys stop freaking out. There's bugs. They exist. They're here.
What did I open the door to?
Alright. So you open the door outside.
Mama G naked in the shower.
Ah!
As
Hey, Mom,
there is
Tracer, you
a-
will you wait for a
there's
minute?
a
No!
very tiny, neat, small bedroom.
Is there anybody in it?
No.
Is there any other doors in that room?
Yes. There's 2.
Okay, I run inside and I grab
Kill
the
it.
and I grab the door closest to me and I open it.
You go, it's directly to the right, you run into it, and it opens up into a closet that is full of, like, old lady clothes.
Okay, I go to the other door and I open it.
It's a bathroom.
Old lady
Empty?
clothes.
Yes, and there is one window.
Okay. Is it closed?
Yes.
Okay, I bust out of the door and go past and back down the landing to the other door.
Okay. So you go to the landing, the other door, and the other door opens up, and it opens up into what you would. It looks like a combination of like spare room / workroom, and
Oh, yeah.
inside there is a huge loom and a spinning wheel.
Wait. I'm gonna pull my lighter out. I'm gonna light the lighter.
Okay.
Does anything happen?
the lighter lights.
Okay.
I was.
You want a cigarette?
No, just like, does it summon her? Like, is she coming?
A huge loom and a spinning wheel.
Is there anything on the loom?
Yes.
What's on the loom?
Yeah.
Tapestry.
I'm taking
What's on
a
the
close
tapestry?
look at that.
Yeah.
The tapestry is only about a third of the way done.
What's done on it?
The edge embroidery is done on the top edge. Coming down, it leads into the beginnings of a picture. As you come down the picture, you can see the top about this much of a face.
Does it
Male or
look
female?
If I were
Color
to
hair?
give you only this much, it's hair,
And what color?
reddish blonde. Looks like it's pulled back or slicked back tight.
Okay, so hard to say either way. What? Why do you say Celtic?
And it's and the background is clouds.
Okay, that's it.
Mm-hmm. The loom looks like it's being used to spin wool, and there is literally a bane, which is a bin of wool, on the side of it, and the wool is being hand spun into string.
I think Mama G might be closer to what I needed to find than I thought.
Cracks?
If she's in any way related to the crones, that might be it.
Oh!
That might
Like
be.
the thread of fate.
Yeah.
Oh!
Crones never spun their own thread. Crones use the existing thread
they?
of fate.
Okay, I've never.
This
No.
is- huh?
No, the fates. One of them spun it, one of them measured it, and the other one cut it.
That's right. Right.
Clotho spun it.
Yeah. Because I keep on thinking that the Crones used the thread for something, but they didn't. The threads were every individual.
Okay, well, Mama G's not home.
After we barged into her home.
Yup. Regretting that a little now.
I should think so.
Oh shit. Where'd she come from?
She's walking out of her bedroom, coming down the landing.
I was just in there!
She's like, well, that's rude.
Okay, yeah, in retrospect, yes.
Empty your pockets.
I'm not a thief. I have, well, your lighter, which you gave to me, and you left before I could give it back. Do you want it back?
I would like to return to the statement of you're not a thief.
And anymore.
There you go. All right, now that we got all that mess straightened out,
Sorry, by the way.
I understand. It's kind of difficult waiting when things are so as they are. You can hear the voices coming from the staircase as you come through. You're in the area that I described, the kitchenette. Are you just going to go straight upstairs? Are you staying in the kitchenette?
I'm following you, Kevin.
He's going upstairs.
Okay.
Yeah.
As he turns to go upstairs, are you following? Did you follow them? He basically knocked the B curtain down. He's too big.
Oh yeah, no, I
Following
would
through?
follow them.
What are you doing?
Invisibly.
Invisibly.
I'm
Following through.
hanging out in what I don't know, but sounds like a head shop.
So you're sitting there. You go through the curtain. You fall into the curtain. As he's going upstairs, she's kind of waiting for him because this staircase is narrow, so you literally have to turn sideways to go up it.
You're like kind of shuffling, like.
So as she's waiting for him to figure out how to get upstairs and go up, you hear a.
What?
From behind you.
Okay.
Yeah, because you cross halfway through the kitchenette and you're kind of like
Yeah.
staying about 10 feet away from her, but you're standing there.
I look behind me.
The stove is on and there's a kettle on.
I would wait for the tea to stop brewing and then take the tea upstairs.
All right. So she's like,
You're a proper gentleman.
so you're kind of shuffling your way upstairs. Mama G kind of looks over the banister down. You see her look over down, and this is like, oh my, yeah. All right, that's not gonna work, sweetie. And she's like, let's just. This may hurt, but just know it only temporary. Understand?
Sure.
It's just so you don't damage my place. she says, and she kind of like puts her hands up to her lips and she goes, and you feel an impact, and you're suddenly like they gave you like you wear sweats and stuff like that.
Mhm.
The sweats just drop because you are your normal size and shape,
Oh,
Glad I'm just hanging.
and
in the
naked as the
shop.
day you were born.
wow. Well, he's wearing a sweatshirt. He's not wearing a sweatshirt to look like you're swimming in it now.
No, when he goes loping, he doesn't usually wear the sweatshirt. He tore it off. when he
Oh
was fighting the
yeah,
dog.
shit. I forgot
So he's
about
naked
that.
as the day he was born, and you can see that you are you're tattooed up in the woad, right?
Mhm.
So yeah, he is completely tattooed head to foot in blue woad.
She just kind of looks.
Okay, you're behind.
What of you?
Smack that booty.
No, friend, I don't
The,
suppose.
the pants are drawstrings, so
Yeah, those you can tie them. I'm sure you know. So there is an older woman that we are here to meet. I'm assuming. So if you could just. Not.
Agus gets a real nasty look on his face.
Does
And
he
then-
turn red?
Walks back through the beads.
Was
You're
that your
like
pants?
upstairs and stuff though.
Was that your pants?
No, he pulls his pants up.
I'm just checking.
He's fucking angry now, and he's walking out.
And she says, "Oh, guess he didn't want to come up after all."
Uh-oh.
Lilith is going to run after him.
Okay.
I'm gonna stay up here with Mama G and
She's like, I take it you're coming up the stairs.
She thinks she has a real moment of, oh, that's my job. Oh, that's my team. Fuck, what am I? And then you dart past her and she kind of makes room for you and she's like, okay, that makes that easier. And she's going to head up the steps.
You are in the head shop portion, and you see Agus. You go all the way out to the front, like where the head shop is. You don't even stop in the kitchen, right? You walk right through.
Yeah, he walks right
So
through.
you see. Actually, we've never gotten a real description of what you look like when you're not.
We did when we were in the gym.
Yeah,
Huh?
we played dodgeball.
We played dodgeball.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Well, I mean, now we can get a real description.
Hey.
He's red.
I honestly can't remember how I described him. Because I didn't think this would happen.
Twice.
Yeah.
It's almost like I'm using a plot point to torture your character with.
Yeah, cool. Gee, thanks.
Aw, I feel bad.
Hey, at
He's,
least he's not using your family and kids.
Yeah.
Yet.
Again.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Just use your wife.
We already used your wife once.
She thinks, what?
He looks like husband material.
Goes for different folks.
Yay.
So he looks like he did before, like exactly like he did.
Before, what he was still fighting the Romans.
So
if he
he's
had
covered
battle scars, he would have
in
them,
scars, like
but his family was still around.
covered in scars. There are definitely like a few spots across the body that looks like there were like chunks taken out that just kind of never really healed right. His face looks decently clean. He is actually freshly shaven, and his hair is actually very short. Just because he doesn't want people
Yeah.
Getting a hold of
pull in a fight. Like really bright green eyes. His hair would be like a very, very dark red. He's very cut, very like a boxer's build.
Okay.
And then covered in tattoos.
Are they, like, distinctively what culture of tattoos?
Celtic.
Okay.
So they're basically, and they're not. And at this point in time, when the Romans were coming across, there was a lot of the Celtic knotwork and everything like that in their jewelry and everything like that. But it wasn't so much in their tattooing yet. That was something that's more modern. They did big geometric patterns on their body in the wood.
Okay.
So yeah.
Yeah.
So
I see him come back through the beads.
you completely see it. Yeah, you see the same person you played dodgeball with come back through the beads. Well, no, he knocked down the beads. Come back through the archway where the beads were.
And then a small little chasing after.
I'm still upset with Mama G, and I kind of look at her.
She kind of like walks past you down the hallway
What?
and walks over to the other room. And she looks in. And she's like,
plant that tapestry.
she's,
I
I need to finish that.
Is that along the same vein as what I think it is?
Well, I mean, everyone got their own opinion. What's yours?
Are you one of the Fates, or work with them, or are you my boss's boss?
Sometimes in the nature of the whole thing,
Oh shit.
what you think was the way things go ain't the way it go at all. And sometimes you start out as one thing and you end up something very different.
Then I'm gonna pop that drachma in my hand.
The drachma is kept in your pouch, right?
No, it's in my other dimension thing.
That's
I
what
can
I
pop.
meant.
Yeah.
You can't pop it.
Why can't I?
You suddenly realize you can't reach your extra dimensional pouch.
Why can't I do anything?
Cause you can do all kinds of stuff. You're still way stronger than anything else.
But I can't summon.
Well, that doesn't exist.
What do you mean it doesn't exist?
One thing I still am, one thing I'll always be, is the oldest. I'm the one who spins fate. When you spin fate, there's only one place to do that from. The beginning and the end.
Are you the person that my boss sent me to bring his last drachma?
You don't still owe me money. I'm pretty sure that your boss knows what he's doing. I don't know if he wants to do that just yet. But yes, I suppose I would be.
Jesus Christ. She doesn't know what to do right now. She feels like she should be bowing to her right now.
Don't ever do that. Never bow to a creature of power. Never run from one either. Attracts their attention.
Okay, so side note though, not completely, but I forgot exactly what Hades said I was supposed to get in return for this fucking drachma. I know it's along the lines of like the help with the solution of how to fix this mess, but I don't remember the wording of it at all, and I don't think I brought the right notebook to.
It's okay. I don't think I remember the exact wording of it at all, but I remember my intent. And basically, Hades was looking for a way. He was hoping you would gain them
A way to stop the apocalypse, the
to
horsemen.
manipulate fate,
To
to
manipulate.
break their own rules.
That's what it was. Okay. So she's.
And you are up here for this meeting, by the way, Lord.
Yes.
Or should I say? Or should I say? Okay.
Bunkhouse is taking notes. She's
So are you one of the three, or are you all three in one?
Right now, I don't think that they, as what they are, that they exist. I am something else, as I told you.
Mm-hmm.
I have not seen, heard, encountered what were my sisters in a long, long time.
So when he said to seek them out where the music is true, and it sent me to that bar across the street, it was really meant to send me here.
Well, I'm right here And every time there's a nice concert, I get to hear the music. But I'll tell you, what they say is true has always been so. There is no more gospel's truth than the blues.
Bunkhouse gives like one nod.
So even though I can't summon it, my boss still did send me to ask and to offer it in payment.
I'll tell you what,
So I'm not.
I know what it is. I know what it represents. I know what your employer is offering. I want you to report back when you get back. Tell him to hang on to it for a bit.
When I get back, am I going to be discorporated again?
I don't know. You all are currently, I don't think the word is dead.
What?
Well, no,
None of y'all are here.
Yeah, I know.
no mortal can exist at the beginning and the end. I am the Alpha and the Omega,
Oh Lord.
the beginning and the end. I am all things in all time.
I feel like you're quoting something.
The Bible. It says, there is only one place to shape fate, and that is a place that is outside of it.
And so that's what that tapestry is. That's the fate that
That's
you're working on.
one thing.
May I know who's in the picture?
Wouldn't be much of a fate, would it? If you know what's going to happen.
I don't know what's going to happen, but I want to know who it's about.
That's the name of it. That's the nature of existence. Your fate's woven, but you never know what it is. You spend your life working towards fulfilling some goal that you don't even have any idea if that's actually the end of it. That's the nature of immortality. Like this one.
Looking over at Bunkhouse
Yeah. She probably thinks she's outside of everything she understands. And
That's
that she's right where she's supposed to be.
Yeah.
The little girl,
Lilith.
the one who's got thing in her.
Look, you're diminutive. I'm sorry.
Because she's feels completely out of control. She feels like she's being thrown this way and that by everything.
Well, after what happened tonight, I'm not sure I blame her.
It's just the way it is. Fate is what it is.
I don't suppose I could convince you to give me some insight as to what troubles her so.
That I think we need to actually tell you what happened tonight. You're not there.
Yeah, there. She is inhabited, as is one lucky lady in her family line since the bargain was struck.
Then this isn't something that she'd asked for.
Oh, I don't even know if the original inhabitor or the original inhabited asked for it. They were just given up.
And what category of entity am I dealing with here?
Hell. So,
Unless
that's what we
it's-
learned tonight.
Unless it's scion thereof. The son of the morning.
Wow. Okay.
Don't confuse it. It's literally the son of the morning star. It's one of the sons of Lucifer.
Yeah.
You learned that one.
By the way,
We met another one tonight.
bunkhouse is it?
You can call me Barbara.
Barbara.
Oh.
Tell your boss.
You can't.
Tell your boss that when I have information that I feel he needs and the situation warrants me bearing it out, I'll give it to you. Because I know where you'll be.
I'm still willing to make you dinner.
It's perfectly fine. Are you willing to put 2 bullets into a young lady's head to remove the sun of the morning? Because he's trapped here right now. And if she ends here, he's gone.
I'm gonna try awful hard not to do that.
In that case, we can have dinner anytime.
Thank you.
Is
Wait, no, honey. Other one.
Agus okay?
Oh
He's-
gosh, no. No, dear.
There's a lot. And do you know what we can do? There's a lot. And I know.
What you can do and what he will allow you to do are probably 2 of the most disproportionate points on this reality. He comes from a different time, and in that time, I don't know what he's told you, so I won't go into detail, but he made sacrifices, and those sacrifices he thinks are in vain. But, as I said, fate is as fate is.
And that's why he's here.
You catch him.
Is there any free will?
Oh yeah,
Fate's not
you
fixed,
all have
correct?
free will. The only thing is, when all your choices come to pass, it's still going to end up being what it is.
She won't say it this way because I get the feeling that we are dealing with a true gentlewoman. You are free to fuck up your own destiny, as am I, and as is anyone else. However, nobody's going to be super surprised if you do.
Not exactly what I'm saying. What I'm saying is, if you fuck up your destiny, you didn't. Because that was your destiny.
Oh, that's a lot. Well, is that
That's not
very
nice.
comforting now? Oh.
You were destined to be a fucker.
Yeah.
Like self-fulfilling prophecy?
The college boy who attends a hazing celebration just because he wants people to like him and has ended up accidentally drowned because he's being waterboarded as hazing.
This is
That's
real
not
thing.
a.
No, I'm aware.
That is not a noble fate, but it is still a fate. It is not what anyone pictured for him, but it's still where he was supposed to be. I know. How do you think it feels to have to create these constantly?
I imagine your shoulders are heavy, man.
Oh.
To write a fate where you see a beautiful child coming from a loving home, getting a good education, making his way through, and then in one night of drunken stupidity because he's lonely and afraid, he let some boys tie him down to a bench and pour water into his lungs until he couldn't breathe anymore. I got to write all that.
Who do you answer to that you have to do all of that?
Do you think there is a choice? You think I should apply for a promotion? You think I've done my job well and I can get the hell out of this chicken shit outfit?
I just know if you don't have a choice in what you create, then what dictates it?
The powers that be.
Law and chaos? And then some?
I don't know if it's more complicated than that or less complicated than that. All I know is that
Beginning to understand that it might be both.
this is all I know for sure is that this is what I was given. As As you all became more complicated, this all became more complicated.
May I be excused to go check on my friends?
I think it would be best.
I'm gonna
Remember when I told you to tell your boss
to give it back and tell him to save it.
to hang on to me and tell him I don't think the time is right or it's necessary yet.
I'm gonna nod my head not to bow. And I'm gonna head back downstairs and Lilith, I guess.
Tea's ready.
You're still standing there, and she says, "Come here for a minute."
Sure.
She sits down at the loom, and the moment she sits down, the loom starts operating.
Shit.
And you can hear the clacking from downstairs.
Oh,
You
fuck.
see her. She pulls down the bar. She sends the shuttle through, pushes it back up, pulls down the bar, sends the shuttle back through. And she starts. At first, she's just doing a normal speed, and all of a sudden, she's doing it as fast as a mechanical loom, but she's doing it by hand. The face begins to develop. The head is surrounded by a halo, a nimbus of light, golden reddish hair, beautiful facial structure beyond anything you ever said or seen. Almost androgynous in the facial structure, like high cheekbones but a strong jaw. Very odd, very offsetting, but at the same time, amazingly perfect. And she stops and she says, "This one holds the key to the pattern that is currently unfolding.
Right.
When the time comes, that is the way to close the gate. It may be more than you're willing to give up. When you see his face, you will understand why." She kind of like looks at you, and she reaches her hand, she puts her hand on your face, and she's like, "Okay, sorry."
It's alright, I'm no stranger to loss. I'm sure I can handle whatever the fate throws at me.
That's not why I saw it.
Great.
You should ask why.
She says, "Go downstairs. Tea's ready."
Of course. She doesn't want to know why.
Take a picture.
We want to see it.
So you're heading downstairs. What are you doing? Since you were tearing through the bottom floor.
He's gonna get to the front door and then just kind of stop.
Well, this is just probably gonna run
And-
smack into the back of him.
It's even that smack sound.
Oh. Sorry.
Guess he tried to readjust his pants and tie it. Are there any sort of like clothes or anything like that?
There's concert shirts, old ones.
He's just gonna go and just grab a concert shirt and throw it on.
It's the Grateful Dead, 1974.
He doesn't know what any of that means.
Nope.
And he just puts it on, and I guess he just stands by the door, and his eyes are down the whole time.
Hey, buddy. Are you okay? I mean, obviously you're not. That's gotta be weird. You want to talk about it?
No.
You want to do anything about it?
Nope.
No? Do you want me to leave you alone?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. She's not gonna move. She's just not gonna say anything. She's just gonna stand there and kind of just like fiddle with her fingers and just kind of like glance over at him and just like.
His fists are gonna be like clenched so tight that like
They're white.
might start drawing blood. Like he's
She's gonna give him a hug.
furious.
Yeah, okay.
Like she's just gonna wrap her arms around
You don't
him,
want to get down there because I know I'm talking with Mama G
squeeze
right
really
now.
tight, and just like pat him on the shoulder, and then let him go.
I take it you never unclenched. But if you shove coal up his butt right now, you
Good diet.
She's not one.
Very wise decision.
All right.
Do I see Cole?
No, you don't see any coal.
Yeah.
All right. So you are in the kitchen area. You're in the kitchen area.
Why am I in the
You're-
kitchen area?
Because you followed him in there.
No, he did. She's
No,
I
She's
was-
still invisible.
Oh,
I think she's Logan's
That's
been
true.
shopping with my money.
Yep.
oh.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know what
Whatever,
else
she
I
was
have.
down there when he came busting out of the archway.
Yeah.
Yep.
So what are you doing?
Watching him draw blood on his hands. Maybe you shouldn't run into him.
Yeah, I didn't mean to. Can you watch him?
Do what?
What? You're strange. And she's gonna run
You
downstairs.
have no room to talk, hon.
By the way, you hear her cackling. She runs up the stairs. Do you remember this? She runs
So
upstairs.
as you're,
I'm going
Bobby,
down.
you're just coming around the bottom landing into the kitchen area as you're running towards the stairs.
Don't talk to Agnes. He's about good.
Where
She's
is
gone.
Whatever.
There's a magical tea set that's making itself.
Agus, you good?
I'm going to grab 2 cups
Cool.
of tea.
She took 2 cups
Is
of tea
this
from her
enough?
tray.
To buy that poster?
I yelled
You're
tea
asking
was
me.
ready.
He did.
I'm gonna take 2 cups of tea,
I don't
Okay.
know.
and I'm gonna walk straight up to this bastard.
She calls you a bastard.
No, I
Just
don't.
kidding.
So I walk up with a cup of tea.
He takes his. You're handing it to him.
Mhm.
He takes his like bloody hand over the teacup, and just kind of bleeds in it a little, and just sets it on a shelf.
The one odd thing is, you've been so used to being huge that when you go to grab the teacup, you go like your normal. I've got to make my claws get out of the way. So your fingers are all
Mhm.
extended really wide, and you realize you don't have to,
Mm-hmm.
and you can actually just grab the teacup. It's a very small thing.
And he again clenches very tight and gets very angry
Don't break that.
and breaks the teacup.
I just told you not to break that.
Shakes his hand off, and then he walks
Another
out.
thing, your hand hurts.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Of course it does. And he walks out the front door.
I'm gonna follow him.
You grab the front door, and it's locked.
He walks over to the glass counter,
Don't break the place. That is rude.
and he slams his fist into the glass counter.
All right, take 2 points of harm as you cut up your arms.
Mm-hmm.
I will make sure to move the teacups.
You hide the teeth.
Just like move them out of the way.
I'm gonna take a sip of the one that I've got, set it on the counter, and
So-
start moving.
I mean, it's not hard to smash glass.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, yeah.
It's the only problem is, you get all chopped up in the process.
Yeah, and his none of his abilities work. He just
You're not you. If you had done that as you would have put your forearms all the way down to the ground. You're not that thing. You.
mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
She's under the table.
He just sort of rubs his arms and
Springs
sort of
blood everywhere.
flicks it all over the counter and stands by the door.
Can I pop anything into existence yet, or not at all? Still, even in the Emporium.
Mm-mm.
Okay. Are there tweezers anywhere? Just or anything I can use?
Oh, there's a first aid kit in the kitchen.
Here we go. I'm gonna go walk over to the first aid kit, grab tweezers, hold still, and I'm actually gonna grab your arm, hold still, and start pulling glass. Let me do one thing right today.
Let me feel pain.
Oh, it'll still hurt when I pull the glass
No,
out.
let me feel pain. And he pushes you back.
He's not nearly as strong as he was.
No.
Do you let him push you back?
Like a couple steps, yeah.
Okay.
I'll start shoving teacups into people's
I'm gonna pick up my teacup that I left over on the side.
Yeah. Just a tray flying around and then like shoving it
Yeah,
in people's
a tray
heads.
comes floating into the room.
Oh, I'm just gonna
I'm
take
like
the
hauling
cup.
ass. Like I glance at the teacup, like kind of like floating, and I'm like, no, no, it goes, and I'm gonna keep running.
So
Teacup
by this
in
time
her
you're
face.
Walking down. Did you go downstairs
Lilith,
after
stop
she let you
crashing
go?
into things.
Okay.
He's already broken
Bunkhouse
this
is walking
place.
downstairs.
Don't do that.
I'm running faster.
What's the look on your face as you're coming
Sit
downstairs?
cross-legged on a chair, kind of like you are right now.
Very,
Just sit with my teacup.
very deeply in thought.
Alright, so Bunkhouse is obviously, yeah. She instinctively kind of turns a little bit, and you run right past her.
Yeah,
She doesn't even seem to acknowledge your existence.
yeah. Is Mama G upstairs at all?
You run upstairs. Mama G is in that little guest room / craft room,
Okay, I'm gonna go in there.
and you walk in there, and she's like,
Teacup in your face.
you see that she has just finished. She just covered up the loom
Mm-hmm.
with like a large blanket,
Mm-hmm.
and she kind of turns around. She looks at you, and she says, "And what?"
Well, like, things are really weird, and I thought I could use. Some help, maybe. I had a lot of shit happen tonight.
It's not over, but go ahead.
Oh, well, that's great. That's cool. Not terrifying at all. And I don't know what to do about any of it.
Well, that's a big part about being alive. A lot of crazy shit happens, and you don't know what to do about it.
Well, like, the creature talked to me, the one that's trying to, like,
Destroy everything.
end the universe.
Which one? I
Uh,
mean, they're all the same. But which one?
Thoth?
Oh shit! Really?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
One quick word. The reason you're talking to the Weavers of Fate is because those things are not under my control. Those things are not in my design. Those things are not something that I can predict.
Well, that's reassuring. Yeah, that's why I'm kind of covered in goo. Yeah, what? I don't know what I'm doing.
None of us do.
Do you ever? Shut up. Everyone is operating in the same spectrum.
Yeah, but like, they all kind of have this goal of what they're looking for or something. They all seem to know what they're kind of doing. They all seem a lot better at this than me. And I feel like I'm a little out of my league, out of their league. I'm like a T-ball player and they're playing in like, at least like AA sports.
It's one of the hardest things to understand. You're here because you're going to fill a purpose. You have something that you're going to contribute. You and I, well, you, don't know what that is. I won't know what it is until that piece of fate has been woven. But you are going to contribute something. Otherwise, you wouldn't be here.
I'm just feeling a little out of sorts. Because, like, you know, I thought I was the one that put this demon in my head. But it turns out I'm not. Which is kind of weird. And I think he might have said that he might have been part of. Is he my dad? Do you know that? How does that work? Because the way that he said that kind of made it seem like he was my dad, and I don't know how that works.
I can tell you who your father is,
Well, I mean,
but I can't tell you what that thing is to you.
again, really reassuring.
I wish I was put here to be reassuring.
So, how can you help us?
That remains to be seen.
Because, like, the demon in my head said, like, if we're gonna get out of this, that I need to be in charge. I'm not good at being in charge. And I don't even know what that means. And, like, they all look at me like I'm a kid. Because I kind of am compared to most of them.
One of them's only been alive for a few days.
Well,
Yeah, but I'm
One of them
around.
is in a body that is not hers, and is in a world that is not hers. One of them has been displaced out of time, and is a creature far out. So far out of what he has experienced that he can barely function here, and is actually a danger to most of you. The other one is a warrior who is so enamored with being a fighting machine that she has no interest left in anything. She is blank. And the last one is blanketing everything in a layer of clinical analysis and trying to keep himself separated from the reality and fate that is looming over his head by overanalyzing everything.
Crystals. Goddamn crystals.
So if you think
yeah, I get it. I'm not special. I get it.
Talk.
I don't need you to tell me that.
If
Oh
you
my
weren't
God.
special, you wouldn't be here.
Those are geos.
What you're doing is fighting fate. What you're doing is fighting, taking up the responsibility that your mantle is given you.
My what?
Mantle.
EL.
You're the host,
Don't remind me.
but you're not the slave.
Debatable, but okay. Any advice?
I think that was it.
Any other advice that I don't have to
Sorry.
kind of sit and think about for a few days?
Cross is a crosswalk.
Put my pencil.
No, literally. Don't cross in the middle of the street. It's dangerous.
I'm still writing it down. Well, jaywalking is, I don't even know if that's illegal here in Texas.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know
Technically.
the time.
Says,
Are we on a deadline, by the way?
Oh.
The apocalypse is in like a week, 2 weeks?
Yeah, something like that.
Tea.
tea?
Oh, yeah, I already have a cup of tea that I'm sitting there with.
How can I help my friends?
I think you're doing it.
Okay.
You can't be. None of you can be everything at all times.
How do I tell Punk House I puked in her bed?
Carefully, she has a big gun in his car.
I like that answer.
Alright, in the meantime, I think we're gonna take a little break because Ren probably needs some attention. And so we're gonna take like a 10-minute break, guys, so we can break for restrooms. We will be back at 9:20.
Shall I set the timer?
Ish.
right, ladies and
penis.
gentlemen, thank you very much for being so patient. I know we ran a little bit over, but we needed to take a break. So, where the hell were we?
People getting teacups shoved in their face.
We're all a little traumatized
Yeah.
still.
Duluth was trying to get as much information from Mama G as she could think about.
Yeah.
Okay. So we left off with you basically asking Mama G for help,
Yeah.
and she told you not to lay in traffic.
Yep.
Yep.
So,
And then I'm downstairs, a respectable distance away from him, but watching like a hawk.
alright. And what you wandered down into the kitchenette. You're still shopping, I take it?
Well, no, and I'm waiting for someone to come out to ask if this money that Bunkhouse handed me is enough to cover all the damage that he's done to the place.
Oh, that's no. That's
So-
a
He
no.
just took down the curtain, right? What did he do?
He smashed through the
smashed
glass
his-
counter
Yeah.
and tore up his arms.
And then yelled at me when I tried to pull the
And
glass
now
out
he's
of his
just
arm.
bleeding all over the floor.
And like shook his blood everywhere.
He vandalized.
Yeah.
Great.
Blood graffiti.
Fucking biohazard, you asshole.
It is.
I've seen a whole trailer of that shit.
Or he could be the new Andy Warhol. You do not know these things.
Yep, I'm about to paint a soup can.
Or maybe he's Banksy.
Fancy. So you're going down
Pegasus
to the
is
You
kitchen.
gonna paint an outfit?
The oddest thing you see is the tea tray flip through where the bead door was and go into the other room.
She's chill about it. She's seen it all before.
It's probably a la carte. And like I actually say that if you have any like look of like
She gives you a single nod.
So what are you doing?
Well, is everyone downstairs yet? Are you still up there?
No, she's still up there.
I'll come. I mean, if Mama G's done kind of talking to me, I'll go downstairs.
Well, you were talking to her, so.
Yeah. I mean, she asked her pretty much like, "Hey, is there anything else that you can, give me partake knowledge things, stuff, words?"
Stop words.
Oh,
Reply. Don't play in traffic.
and so after that, she was just like, "Okay," and walks downstairs.
well, you know, if she is one of the fates, that might have been somewhat prophetic.
We'll see you right now.
That's why you're good. Yeah. So while you're done here, I'm gonna say, so Bunkhouse, we do need to tell you what the hell happened, and I do mean hell.
Oh, sorry. I made a big mess on your bed.
No, don't take the blame for that. That was me. So
Yeah, she's covered in something.
Viscousy.
Well, no, by now it's dry and crusty.
yeah.
Ew.
So I had a nightmare.
You know what? All of you. And she's going to go from looking very agitated and deep in angry thought to amicable.
Oh, that's even scarier. Shit.
Let's not even dwell on that right now. We've got all night to think about that. Let's go ahead. I took the liberty of getting a van that I drive now.
You're like a mom.
You might not want to go there.
She holds up a finger.
Whew.
Why
that chill.
don't we all get inside and we'll get you crazy kids back to my house? Doesn't that sound good?
Okay.
Great.
Should we? Do you want a little warning before we go?
Your house is total.
You know what? I have
Total.
made it clear to my employer that I had complete faith in you, so I think that it will be just fine as I get back. Let's go ahead and pile on in. And she just, the second she's done talking, that smile just drops, and she's gonna head out the door.
Can we head out the door?
You walk towards the door. You go to grab the handle. You go to turn the handle, and the door's locked.
Great.
Mama G.
You see, Mama G comes walking through her archway, going, "Where the hell my beads?"
And a cup of tea will float over towards her.
So, like, just absentmindedly reaches out and takes it. Oh, God, who taught you how to make tea?
Oh.
Sets it down. It's like, must be the British thing.
Because it's not sweet.
Bunkhouse takes a moment to center herself with her face
She
towards
comes
the door.
walking in.
Mama G
She walks
takes,
right up to you, Michael.
Half cup of sugar in that tea.
And she comes.
With the southern thing?
She walks, and you're still like almost 6 feet tall. Because remember you said you were a big guy.
Mhm.
And you're Irish, so that means you're almost 6 feet tall.
I'm still sitting cross-legged in a chair, just
Right.
watching.
She kind of, but she's like only like 4'8" at max. And she walks up to you, and she like just looks up at you, and she says, "You know, this isn't gonna work."
What?
Will this cover it?
Yes, Daisy. She says, "You can't help them if you can't control it. And even when you're not it, you're still not controlling
He leans down. It comes with the territory.
it. It doesn't come with the territory. It comes with the mindset.
So you just gonna snap your fingers and you can fix it?
No,
Then I don't want to hear you talk.
because you don't like hearing the truth.
No, I'm tired of hearing people who can fix things with a snap of their fingers watch us struggle, die,
I don't
bleed.
do that
Of course you can. Of course it's only here. Funny how there's always restrictions.
It's called the universe.
Sure,
It has rules.
sure it does.
Cookies.
Yes, I know. Someone go hit a button. It says time, cooking time on it. She says,
Do you want me to get the cookies out?
I'll pull the cookies out.
she says,
Thank you, Skip.
look, I've said this so many times. You're here for a reason. You're gonna do what you're gonna do. And it ain't gonna be anything you can do to change that. And I can't stop you, that's for sure. Because that ain't my place. But I can tell you that what I'm telling you is what has to come to pass. I'm just giving you knowledge. So maybe it's easy. That's all.
I'll take it on my own terms. He stands back up and just kind of like looks at the door.
Again, this may hurt a bit.
It always does.
And she takes like 3 big steps back away from him. No one else is standing close to him, are they?
I mean, I was probably about 3 feet away,
So you're about the same distance. So. And then she kind of looks at him. Anyone who's looking at Mama G, she looks miserable. And she kind of like turns around and starts walking to the curtains, and she says, and by the way, the curtains are back and the counter's restored. And she says, just trying to take care of each other. And good luck. And when she chuckles like that, you feel that same thing you felt when the ritual first happened, like 900 years ago. And you feel that pain of the elongation of the bone and the calcification of the claws, and you just, but instead of being the long process it was during the ritual, it happens in an instant.
Agus definitely drops to a fucking knee. And I guess this shirt is now ripped and torn.
yeah.
She says, but just because what they did was crude doesn't mean it always has to be crude. I can at least give you that. It's a small thing. but maybe it'll make it easy. And then she walks through the curtain, let the curtains fall. And you look, you're kind of like, don't know what she's talking about. And you reach up to, put your hand against the wall and put yourself up. And out of habit, you just like, you palm out so you get your claws out as far as possible so you don't stab them into the wall. But when you put your hand against the wall, you don't have claws. It's a hand. It's a big fucking hand.
It's a big fucking hand.
You're a mongoloid.
He drags his fingertips against the wall.
Nothing happens. You feel an odd click in your wrist though as you're pushing yourself up.
Always meddling. And he rips off the rest of his shirt and wipes off the blood and throws it down.
The wounds are healed on your arms.
Well, he's still just...
Yeah, it's still, your arms are still covered in small smears of blood compared to the arm size. But
Can we get out of here now?
Try the door.
Agus puts a hand on the door and pushes.
like angry pushes?
He wants to make sure
Do you
everything's
try
back.
The door now? Oh.
Nope.
Yeah. Oh, no, the door just... It basically, since you don't turn the knob, you hear because you're just pushing on the door, you hear the frame crack. Well, you're not even exerting. You hear the frame crack, you feel some resistance, and then you hear a big twang pop, and the door swings open, and you can see kind of sitting bent out is the metal industrial frame that's used to keep people from being able to pop the door open with the crowbar. Yeah, that popped out.
Still strong boy.
Oh, and the wood's all cracked and splintered around the door where you pushed it out.
So while this was happening, I started making sweet tea.
I think I'm gonna go outside.
Shotgun!
It's funny you should mention that.
As soon as I get outside, can I pop anything into existence? I'm gonna pop a cell phone into existence. And speed dial my boss. Cause
It's not really a cell phone.
no, because it's not.
The line picks up immediately, and he says, where were you? You winked out of existence. I thought you were dead. I didn't know how that actually happened.
No, but I met with one of them, and she says she doesn't think that it's necessary yet, and to save it. Would you like me to deliver it myself, or would you like to just take it out of the pocket?
Hold it.
Okay.
Because no matter what happens, if it's going to be spent, it's going to have to be spent in an instant now. So you're going to need to hang on to it. And you understand what that means.
Mm-hmm.
So just be ready.
Okay.
Yes,
Oh,
Thank you. And then she's gonna hang up.
Outside.
And then poof that phone back out of existence again.
Out.
Go.
Go.
And if you ask, she's gonna say, what phone?
Outside. What a pain in the ass.
Yeah. So,
I'm sure we've all had those thoughts before.
Sorry.
what else do you tell me?
No, that was it. I say thank you and then I hang up.
Yeah.
And then I pop the phone back out of existence, and if anyone's gonna ask, I'm gonna say, what phone?
Alright, so what about the rest of you?
I'm in the passenger seat.
Are you? It's a ways down. It's half blocked down. So.
Oh, okay, then never mind. I'm just standing there. Where's your van?
Yeah, I'm just gonna follow behind now.
What are you doing?
Did I see where she parked the van?
No. She was walking down the street when you saw her.
He did hear it, like, click in the distance.
You know it's kind of down the road.
Oh, it doesn't play like a garage anymore.
No, this is like a work van. This isn't like her vehicle.
Panel van.
Give her time. She ruined the last one. She'll ruin this
It's
one.
one of those big, great Amazon vans without the Amazon on the side.
Improve it, not ruin it.
I just won't say anything for a couple of steps, and then I'm just gonna. We should probably hurry. Because, I'm just kind of out in the open right now.
So what do you look like? You don't have claws now. I mean, I know you're still like giant.
Probably still the same. It just doesn't have claws that are showing anymore.
I remember we said you were completely humanoid in appearance. You were just huge, muscled.
So really, aside from the claws, like you can really get away in public now.
No,
he's like
he's
almost
fucking
9 feet tall.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
He's
And
like
his shoulders are like 6 foot wide.
Okay.
You know, his thighs are as big around as most people's torsos.
Yeah.
So,
Oh boy.
and you weigh close to what, like 700 pounds? something
Yeah, that
crazy
sounds
like
about
that.
right. Yeah.
Yeah. But it's all muscle.
It's
and
all
bone.
pure muscle.
Yeah. So,
And he's shirtless right now.
he's shirtless right now. So you're basically, you look like a horrific character of a human being because
Yeah.
you're expanded. But did you have like a muzzle and teeth?
He had
or-
a bit of a maw, but that was it. Nothing like, oh my
just
god!
a
But it was
little
definitely like a
extended,
yeah.
you know, so like the nose is drawn out to like almost like an animalistic nose.
Kind of,
a little
yeah.
bit, and so
Yeah.
so but because I remember you could bite the shit out of people if you wanted to,
Mhm.
and so you have that, and you had claws on the end of your fingers, but
Mhm.
now you just have fingers.
Mhm.
And was your skin tone different?
No.
You could still see the woe tattooed all over
Yeah.
you, couldn't you?
Yeah.
So yeah, that's about it. And you need a size 16X pair of sweats.
Mhm.
But other than that, there you go.
Yeah. It's cool. He'll just run around the nude if he has to.
They're everywhere.
Yeah.
All right, so
I'm gonna buy him a moo.
that you would wear on one thigh. But so you guys head down to the van. Like I said, it's just a pretty decent size panel van. It's got an extra couple rows of seats inside of it, but the back is still pretty much empty. The back is actually set up to be like a large holding area, almost like a holding cell. It's got, it's got the not chicken wire, but the interlaced metal on it that you normally see in a police car.
Mhm.
It's got that between it and the seats, and it's got basically a door that you can, someone get put into. But between that door and the back of the van, it is basically a small arsenal.
Yeah.
It's got standard TAC issue stuff, like TAC vests, assault rifles, extra ammunition, flashbangs, real grenades, that stuff in there. So,
Ooh, shinies.
Don't touch those.
Ooh, child's play.
but you kind of have to get in the cage.
Okay.
It's the only place big enough to fit you.
Yeah.
All right, so you guys start loading up in the van.
In the line.
Alright. So where are you headed with
Going
it?
back to my house.
Oh.
I mean, so the only thing that's really damaged in my house.
Everyone starts explaining now.
No.
I'm staying invisible.
I'm saying as a general thing, like the only thing that was damaged in her house
How'd you get
was
your car?
the garage door
Following them.
and the back fence. The house
I feel
itself.
like the back of the garage, because wasn't the garage like kind of set like here and then the house? And I feel like the back of the garage was also kind of busted open.
From what?
I don't think the back of the garage was.
No. You think? I think you're thinking of
The first
like
safe
one of
house.
the very first like when you guys met.
that is
And you broke to the back, yeah.
That is what I'm thinking of.
Yeah.
Okay.
The house.
I don't think the house was damaged at
Because
all. Not even the
remember,
garage.
hers is a standard ranch.
No, yeah.
garage-
Hers
I was
was
thinking-
yeah.
I was thinking
Yeah.
back to the
I
first
threw
house.
the car on top of the creatures
But not
and the
the house.
driveway.
Yeah, no, I was thinking of the original.
Okay.
But remember, before you did that, the car got shoved all the way back into the garage door,
Yeah.
So it's dented, but it's not like.
bashed in.
Yeah, but it's not like the house is trash.
No.
Yeah.
Her bed is.
As far as we know.
Your bedroom.
God, yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, we don't know what's happened since
The
we
bedroom
left.
is pretty fucking.
Get there and there's just demon dog shit everywhere.
They've been kissing and shitting on
Yeah.
everything. They couldn't kill anybody, so they're just gonna desecrate the place.
Bunkhouse pulls into the garage.
Well,
she
Bunkhouse pulls into her driveway.
That's what I'm saying. She pulls into her driveway.
The
Is there
SUV
a door left?
On the front of the house? On the garage door?
Yeah.
Well, the only problem is you can't really tell because there's an SUV that's shoved into it.
What time of day is it right now?
It's like
It is coming up
dawn.
on dawn.
Yeah.
You want me to
it's-
move that real quick?
You know what? That sounds great.
Remember, all the wheels have been flattened.
And it's been crushed, but you don't
Some
You
are
know, you know who I am?
Are you gonna, but what I'm saying is, what are you going to do? Are you just going to slide it out of the way, or are you going to actually pick it up?
Well, since his hands work now,
Uh-huh.
he's gonna try to pick it up. He's gonna
Alright.
try to use them.
It's bulky and awkward,
Yeah.
They can move it.
But I mean,
and the only way to really move it is to get it up over your head.
okay.
Which-
What if I like crimple it a little bit?
That's even crumpling it. Oh, you're trying to smash it down?
No. Well, to make it easier, so it's
Like,
not so
give him
bulky to
something,
hold.
like,
Yeah.
hold on to.
So like.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
all
You're
right.
literally still going to be punching your fingers into the metal to lift it.
Yeah.
Because
But he's just trying to make it not so like awkwardly bulky.
Yeah.
You know, it's one of those things. Like I guess to Agus, it's probably actually light, easily like he could easily just kind of like, but it's so like weird. So he's kind of like.
Well, the big thing is, the big thing I would think you're trying to do, because she has neighbors all around, is not make a shit ton of noise.
I just don't care. There was just a dog fight in the
Okay,
backyard.
cool.
Yeah.
I'm just checking.
It's like, have you met Agus?
Alright, so never mind.
Mm-hmm.
There's
Yeah, so he's
not
just like-
even a pause. You can basically just pick it up. You don't even have to worry about making it less bulky then, because all
Okay,
you have to
yeah.
do is get in. You kind of like just reach under it and get a hold of the frame on one
Yeah.
side and kind of just hoist it up. It's heavy.
Mm-hmm.
It's one of the. It's not the heaviest thing you've ever lifted, but it's fucking
Mhm.
heavy. It's like about. I think they're weighing about 8,000 pounds, so they're heavy.
Mm-hmm.
So you pick it up and you like kind of like half waddle, half walk it over, and just kind of like drop it in the street in
Yeah.
front of the curb.
Oh.
Yeah, he just kind of he just like, and
just
then
like-
just kind of measures it a little bit, and just drops.
And when you drop it, it's like.
He smashes the.
You just keep on bashing the hood and goes like. Burr, 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 burr.
And as you guys are in the van watching this happen, you guys are watching Bunkhouse in the driver's seat, kind of silhouetted
kinda
against
looking
like
at
the
this, yeah.
porch lights, just watching, just nodding occasionally.
I'm gonna go clean your bedroom, okay?
You know what? Don't even worry about it. We're gonna get to that when we get inside.
Lilith is like sneaking out the passenger door.
Cora is having vague feelings of when someone pisses off her queen.
She's gonna. Bunkhouse is gonna go ahead and just hop
I
on out
feel
of the car and head inside.
That's
She's
probably
still gonna take a second to go.
appropriate right
Thank
there.
you. And then she's gonna head on in.
Lilith is going and
You're like, thank you, and he's like, no problem.
Yeah. I feel so much better.
I'm gonna follow inside just very quietly. And
Alright.
Lilith is slipping to the bedroom to like
Try to clean up.
Bunkhouse is fighting her usual urge to do the routine of her
Walk
other
through.
self through the house, and she's just gonna head inside straight to where the wall compartment is that holds the whiskey. She's gonna grab just the entire, not a flask.
The bottom.
handle.
The fifth?
Sure, I'm thinking more of a decanter.
Oh.
But she grabs that and uncorks it and gently sets it aside. And she's gonna just. What's my living room look like?
Fine.
Not too bad.
Good. This
Blankets
is
are a
good
little
start.
askew because he was
Yeah,
sleeping on, but it's fine.
People were jumping up
There's
and
a little
running
bit of
around,
puke on the
knocking
couch.
things over,
yeah.
You know? They had to,
Yeah, we kinda
you actually
can't.
stood up and did stuff, so you were not that bad at that point.
Yeah, because you
Yeah.
made tea in the.
Well, that's because I puked a lot of it up.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
I forgot about that.
Right. Why doesn't
There's a lot of
everybody-
puking going on then.
Yeah.
Why don't we just all take a seat? She gestures to her couches and chairs.
Lilith is in the bedroom.
Sure. Who else sits? Who's present?
Sitting.
I sit on the floor.
You don't have to sit.
Am I still invisible?
Large.
Huh?
God, it's been a while.
No, we changed scenes. You're not invisible
Yeah,
anymore.
okay. Then I guess I will sit.
Wonderful.
And I will. Can I magically clean up all of the living room?
Tidy it up, you mean?
Yeah.
To clean like the bonnet.
You can try it with a weird roll. Yeah, yeah.
Lilith's just gonna kind of like, she's gonna stay in the bedroom, but
You
kind
get
of
a
like
+1 because it's successful.
lean against
I
the
don't-
door frame and kind of like peek out a little bit so she can hear what's going on, but doesn't really quite like.
So the curtains, you have sliding glass. It's a ranch house. You have a sliding glass door outside your yard. So the curtains are like been thrown open. The sliding glass door is closed, but you can see clear in the backyard. You can see patches where the grass has obviously been lit on fire. You can see the back fence, and you kind of you go up against the green belt on the back of your house. So the back fence has just been eradicated. The side fence with your favorite neighbor yard to the right has been punched out in a couple of places. Your lawn furniture is fucking destroyed. And it was metal and it's been twisted into a raid. And one of the chairs was like it was thrown somewhere out in the field. Oh, and there's a huge divot in the yard.
Oh fuck yeah! Oh shit!
Right, 9.
9 wood.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, for that?
Just clean up.
Okay, so you make the stuff go away. It disappears.
Damn, I was hoping like you made like a sponge and a bucket come to life. And, like,
That would have been
yeah.
that would have been if you got a 10.
Damn.
So who's all sitting?
I already said I sat on the floor.
And you're standing in the doorway,
I'm
and
hiding.
kind of standing behind
Yeah,
the couch,
I'm
I
kind of-
guess.
Yeah, because he doesn't want to break any furniture, so he's not going to try to attempt to like sit down or anything. So he's just going to stand.
Plus, after using the furniture as weapons in the backyard, it's not very fun. It's not very solid. So.
No, it's cheap.
You can only smash one dog.
Yeah, terrible.
Oh.
I miss the good old days.
Big stone furniture.
Yeah.
She's gonna take in her
Just like bench
backyard,
tops,
which she did take care of, and no, and she's gonna come back and look at all of you and go, "I'll be right back," and give you guys kind of like a thin smile.
In that short period of time, all you really can do is pull off the horribly
Stain sheets.
smelly and stained sheets.
Mm-hmm.
Use them to try and
I-
wipe up the
I-
horribly
Help.
floor,
Come help us clean this up.
and then
I-
you're actually literally kind of standing there outside there, you don't even know where the washer and dryer
Just like
are.
holding the pile of bedding, like
And as she comes, where are you walking towards?
She's walking towards the bedroom.
So as you're walking, you kind of like just take the sheets.
I don't think she hides it. She's just like standing there, just like with a pile of bedding, just
It's like more in the hallway or more in the bedroom.
In your head,
probably if she sees you coming towards, she's probably just like also just like moving further back into the
in
bedroom.
your head, you feel this like intense, and the only thing that really occurs to you is that those are 500 count cotton Egyptian sheets. They were one of the few luxuries you bought when you got the job, and you really liked them.
Mm-hmm.
You only had 3 sets because, they're really expensive, and so now you only have 2.
Right. So she's gonna head towards her bedroom and then take one step in her bedroom and see.
And slip on goo.
Cool. She slips on goo. Can I try to catch myself on the doorknob?
Yeah, no. You walk in the room, it's like, and you look around, you see the carnage.
Yeah.
Lots of goo.
She's gonna use her elbow to shut the door behind herself and just kind of level you with a look. Right. So we need to talk.
Mm-hmm.
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 Back in the hallway.
I have never been more afraid of a warthog.
In all of my existence. In all of my existence. And I don't just mean this form.
So, as I understand, and she's going to use that same elbow to lean against the door, kind of put a hand on her hip. You've learned some new things that I'm not privy to about the fella living in your head, correct?
Yep. I a couple times tried to tell you, and you told me not to. So yeah.
Well, I've had a change of heart. Because I might not have completely understood what you meant. Can he speak it, they?
I mean, to you or just to me? How so?
To me. If not, can you speak for it?
I mean, I can speak for. He can speak to me. I don't know if he can speak through me.
Can you try?
Hey, buddy. That's in my head. That's not.
Yes.
Apparently, Bunkhouse wants.
I know, I can hear.
Yeah, I figured.
She's just gonna threaten me, but go ahead. Oh, you really?
No. I'm not giving you permission. Not giving you permission.
That's what she just asked you for.
No, I don't care. For the sake of my sanity, I will be the in-between.
Oh, come on.
No. She says that out loud.
I mean, how long you make out with it for a little bit?
Gross. No.
Oh, come on.
Here's my deal. I'm not unfamiliar with possessions. I'm sure this is not the same thing.
It's definitely not.
Here is what I
It's
have.
definitely not.
Great. Here is what I have heard and learned. I have not yet known a creature to inhabit a person and keep them alive at such peril to themselves, unless there is a good reason for that. Now, whoever you are, though I will refer to you specifically as Beetlejuice until you give me a better reason not to.
Oh shit! I love it.
I believe that
Not exact frame.
you are
She just like shakes her head.
a good eye on this girl. I don't think you're good. I have a good reason to suspect that you are anything but. That being said, you have kept her alive, and I have a reason to suspect that not a lot of other people have done what you have done for her.
I'm touched.
This is awkward. He said he's touched.
I can't tell if he means that.
He's a little sarcastic.
Now listen,
And very vain.
buddy.
This is so awkward.
It would be so much easier.
No, I am
5
not.
minutes.
No. She looks like she's not saying anything out loud. She looks a little like
She's looking at you very, very precisely.
Stare deep into her eyes.
Lilith is not maintaining eye contact at all.
As
Wait. Let's run a joint operation.
But no,
Yeah, sure.
No.
I won't take full.
no,
And then you can just talk along, and if anything gets weird, you can just.
no. I don't give you permission to do that.
I know that. I'm asking. I'm being very
And I'm saying no.
I understand. We agreed that I would not do anything directly against your will.
Yes, and I'm saying no.
Did you hear his phrasing real quick?
Yeah,
Directly against your will?
yeah. I know.
You're not in her head.
No, it's out of character because I know this GM.
Yeah.
The same.
How loud is this conversation right now?
she's not necessarily being quiet. She's not shouting either.
You
at
can
her by any
pretty
means.
much hear it.
I don't know if you care for this being. I think that there is a certain amount of attachment. that comes with
Hey! Because you didn't answer yes right away.
coexistence, survival.
Well, technically, I can't
I'm
die.
not presently out to get it.
Good.
And here's the deal: is that
She's not really a threat anymore.
you, in a very real way, remind me a lot of me. Not this me, but a different me. And if you've got some power that he's given you that you are holding in there without letting it swallow you, you cannot fight it.
Wait, what?
Yeah, I like this lady.
Oh god.
I don't know your situation. Not specifically, they're always different. The words are always different.
What do you mean don't fight it?
Don't let it take advantage of you. But if you can benefit from this somehow without it directly hurting you, don't be ashamed to do that.
I've always said I could give you what you need. For
What's he
anything.
saying?
That he can always give me what I need.
Don't like that. So,
no.
I can give her what she needs too.
And he said that he
Praise
can, oh god, this is
Back
so
off.
weird. That he can give you what you need as well?
all I gotta do is say his name. Listen,
She got it. She's brilliant.
He thinks you're funny. Brilliant, actually.
thank you. He's not the first demon to think so. So, all I'm saying is I'm not out for you because he's there.
Good.
And I'm not great at this.
Is somebody else trying to end this?
I reckon a couple people, sure, yeah.
Like the people you work for? Do I have to be? Should I be working?
We can elaborate on that if you'd like to meet me downstairs. However, it is time for the group meeting, so here we go.
And she's gonna go ahead and exit the room.
Slipping into the same pool.
Yes, she slips again and she curses.
We're still
Did you
waiting
ever even
downstairs.
take a single glance at your bed?
Barely. She was really not as concerned with that as she was with her.
Oh. Before you open the door, she's gonna rush up and just like throw her arms around your waist and just like.
She's stiff for a second, and then she kind of like pats your arm.
Awkwardly.
Yeah.
There.
Go get him, Tiger.
And then she lets go and she's just like. Sorry, that was.
I'm assuming you dropped the sheets. didn't
Yeah,
you?
I dropped the sheets between me and her.
Slams you
Well, actually,
She
the
could've dropped
shirt
my-
you're wearing is kind of now recovered in the goo that came from the sheets.
Yeah, she didn't think about that.
Well, you got some goo on you.
Sorry.
You know what?
Yeah, you did say that's one of your favorite shirts.
It's fine. It's like one of these smiles. And then she's gonna go downstairs.
Or down the hall.
And she's like,
one story house.
right. And she like shrugs off her Hawaiian shirt and like throws it over her shoulder.
Splat.
Remember that like big demon thing that was all with the bodies? It was like that. Yep, that's what that. Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's very dark, viscous fluid.
Great.
It was everywhere. Like everywhere. I was kind of drowning in it.
That's disgusting.
Yeah. Well, you know, I didn't want to suffer alone.
Yeah. I would like to address the rest of my team now, if that's okay.
I
Is everyone still standing there?
Yeah, we're still waiting.
Everybody's in the hallway.
Exact positions.
They're all in the hallway. We open the door and hit one of them.
Agus is actually still kind of staring at his hands.
She's going to gesture for you to go ahead and take a seat.
I'll stand. I don't want to further muck your house up.
That's a great point.
Yeah.
Fix that.
No.
Won't cost you anything.
Alright, everybody.
It won't cost me anything?
I mean, maybe next time bunkhouse is showering, you have to.
No. Never mind. Changing. Nope.
Okay, so
nope.
he's in love with Bunkhouse. Can we all just acknowledge it?
Yep.
Who is it?
Bunkhouse is not in love with Bunkhouse.
I know.
So,
The only one.
Okay.
I think that we can all acknowledge that this is a goddamn shit show, no? Sure, this may seem simple destruction to the likes of all of you. That being said, this is an entire breach of contract, and this is not my home that we have chosen to destroy.
Wait, not your home? This isn't your home.
Wait, what did you say?
He said it's not her home?
This is.
What does that mean?
It's
Bunkhouse?
if I came from a different plane of reality.
Oh,
Right.
That's
So-
it's the other
Mm-hmm.
Bunkhouse's home. Okay.
I had a meeting with my boss today. Would
Was that
anyone?
where you went?
Yes. Would anyone like to guess what that meeting entitled?
Did he want to put a bullet in our heads?
Funny that you should say that.
Oh, I was kidding.
Probably more so her head.
Hey.
What did you just say? No, I'm not saying that as Bunkhouse. I'm asking you. Sorry.
Oh, sorry.
I'm not.
I was like,
The tension in the room was like, whoa! I'm just asking you. I'm sorry.
Alcode was asking
More
more
so
so
her head?
her head.
No, your head too. Actually, believe it or not. In fact, and she's gonna go ahead and take a chair and like turn around and sit backwards on it and fold her arms on it. I was given the green today as this mission progresses to discern your health as my assets as I like.
Assets are usually something.
Disposable.
Mm.
Now here's the deal. I do not feel that way about you people.
Look at the look on her face.
And I am gonna do everything that I can to keep you all alive through this As far as I am concerned, I am the asset. Now that being said,
That's not true either.
Miss Fates let me know that I may be making some sacrifices I'm not ready to make. So I can't promise anything to you people as much as I would like to.
I told you.
What?
I told you.
Told me what?
Did she say who?
I warned you.
Care to explain?
No.
Sacrifices? Is that what you're talking about?
That she would be on their side.
She's not on their side.
Fate already decided that for her, didn't it?
But fate can change. Depending on
Yeah,
what
that's
it
why
is.
they call it fate.
Now, I'm gonna be honest with you guys. I don't know what I'm doing.
Neither do we!
Great. But I'm trying to.
I know what I'm doing.
And if we are gonna get through this, I really need y'all to start acting like a damn team. Not like a bunch of children who don't know what they're doing, because the reality of this situation is that even if you are scared and alone and inexperienced, the world is not going to take your bullshit. It is going to run you over. So we do not have time for any more shenanigans or bonding or games. We have each other, and that is it. If we are the end game, then we have to be prepared for that. Because I have people I have to get home to, and I know you all have things that you need to get taken care of. Is that understood? I'm not doing this to be in charge. I did not ask to be in charge. I have never asked that.
We've made a pretty damn good team so far.
And we're just gonna have to do a little bit better.
Well, I mean, this was literally hell was kind of brought up on Earth. Did we tell you that?
Yeah.
It was literally hell on Earth.
And it's gonna get worse.
Well, considering the bit that we haven't gotten a chance to tell you yet was that Lilith found out that the Christian apocalypse, horsemen, in what?
Oh, yeah.
That's right. So that's coming in like 7 days or something. What was the timeline?
Yeah, 7 days.
Yeah,
1 week.
yeah. The format.
Well, I guess 6. Now that it's the dawn of the
Yeah.
day.
So Daddy of the guy in my head is deciding just to end it all early, and so he's sending the 4 men of the apocalypse in 7 days. I'm glad you remembered that because I completely forgot.
6 days.
6 days now. So we've got that happening too. Probably should have told you before.
Tried to.
You didn't want to hear it.
Point taken.
You scared me.
I do that.
I've never been afraid of a mortal in all of my existence. Congratulations.
Thank you. I am gonna do my best to I'm not trying to be a leader, alright? I'm just trying to be glue if I can be, alright? So I'm gonna try to do my best for you people and give you the resources I have. This is not my war I am fighting, and yet I am a soldier in it.
Why does she think it's not her war?
He wants to know why you think it's not your war.
I suppose I'm still having a hard time thinking of this as very real, so forgive me for that.
That was him, not me.
Look,
Denial is the first step toward recovery, I've heard.
no, I heard something else. I heard that admittance. You know what? It doesn't matter. She kind of gives like an uneasy laugh.
I must have heard that wrong.
All I'm saying is that we are gonna have, maybe I am gonna have to understand that this is final and that we are a team.
So any secrets anybody has?
And there's a chuckle in your head.
Is anybody not aware of what my issue is?
You've got the devil in your head or something like it,
Devil's son, basically.
considering hellhounds were here.
That that this is the
My
final
brother's a
countdown.
dick.
What?
My brother's a dick.
Yes.
Right, so I guess that's enough of this meeting. I really thought I was going to be angry with all of you. In fact, on the way here, I wrote a very mean list of insults. But, seeing as to how I'm feeling too soft to use them, I am calling this meeting a quits. If we could get any vomit or wood splinters out of this house, that would be phenomenal. I'm going to go see if I can find a chair left in my front yard. I'm going to take a beer, and I'm going to drink one.
Do you want a cigarette?
I've got one, thank you. And she's going to stand up and kind of awkwardly brush off the front of her plain tank top. And she's going to walk out. And gently shut the door behind her because she really thought she was going to yell and she just didn't. So she's feeling a little out of place right now.
Well, it is 10:12, so that is well past quitting time.
That's a good place to stop.
Yes, and this is a great place to stop. So we will go ahead and take this up in 2 weeks. And does anyone have any problems with any scheduling currently that they know of?
I don't believe so.
I don't think
Oh,
so.
well, okay. This is for later. I have exciting announcement that it's more
Off
perfect,
camera.
yeah.
Type thing? All right, gotcha. All right. Well, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for having tuned in to our.
We need to do XP.
Yes, we'll do that in just a second.
Yep.
Thank you very much for tuning in to our Monster of the Week session. We are going to, like I said, be doing this alternating Friday nights 3 times a month for the most part, every 3 weeks. And then we're going to take a week off because everyone deserves, some time away from work, and since we only work on the weekends. And the cast is as follows. To my left is Skip, who is playing Alucard.
I'm always here.
And then there is Britt, who is playing. Oh my god, I forgot the character's name.
Cora!
Right, no, literally, I had it in my head right up until I said, and there's Britt playing, and I was like, oh.
I keep wanting to call her Lena. Like,
Other game.
it's 2 4-lettered.
That's
It's
tomorrow.
what I do, apparently.
And Rachel is playing Lilith. I was gonna say Lilith is playing Rachel.
I mean,
Wow.
I mean,
it ain't wrong.
And Michael, who is playing Argus.
Agus.
Agus.
I
No.
put an arg in there. R in there.
It's like haggis.
Did you growl so
subtract
much?
the 8.
Agus.
Er.
He's playing Agus. Dakota, who is playing Bunkhouse / what was the name again? Your actual name?
Barbara.
Barbara.
Lilyhammer, come on.
Actually, that name has the least connection to Bunkhouse. And then Jessica, who is playing. What is your character's name?
Alexa.
That's right. Oh yeah. Alexa.
Man.
Because no one ever calls you by name. Ever.
No.
So, and Jessica is playing Alexa. I am Ray Smith, your host and humble GM, and we would like to thank you all. Let's go ahead and run XP.
alright. Did we conclude the current mystery?
Hell no. If anything, it got bigger.
Did we save someone from certain death or worse?
No.
Did we learn something new and important about the world? Yeah. Mama G is a fate.
I mean, technically, we saved ourselves from Bunkhouse. So.
That's kind no.
Did we learn
Wait, no. Bunkhouse saved all your lives by not killing you.
She could have
In a
tried.
way.
She could have tried.
If we can count it, I'll work on it. Yeah.
But the other one, so
Yay, immortals.
did we learn something new and important about one of the hunters? In
Uh,
particular, not really, I don't think.
Yeah, everything of my stuff y'all learned
We've
last
already
week. I mean,
known.
the Bunkhouse learned something new, but it was all last week's
Yeah.
stuff. So.
So that puts us as one, so we all get 1 experience point.
one extra
I
experience
level
point.
up.
Yay! Alright, now to brief the audience very quickly, we are playing a system called Monster of the Week. It is a game by
I have the book up.
by Evil Hat Productions, and it runs off of a system called Powered by the
There
Apocalypse.
you go.
And that is a system that's based on a simple, very simple 2d6 system, and it runs off of basically 4 stats, a bunch of traits you get, and each one of you plays a unique character type, which none of the other players can play once selected. So, like when you go to make
We're
characters,
archetypes.
yeah, when you go to make characters, it's almost like a little draft system, So once you pick a character, no one else can choose it. They have 2 books out right now. They have the Monster of the Week main book, and then, yes, they have the Tome of Mysteries,
Yes.
which has more archetypes in it, and more plots, and more devices. And I don't think it has any new rules, really.
I don't.
4 new hunter type playbooks. More phenomenons and magical stuff. It's just mainly
It's
stuff
more
for the
stuff.
yeah. It's more stuff for the GMs.
Which
Mhm.
And it has 29 separate
Okay.
mysteries to be solved. In there.
Ooh.
So it has a lot. This is more of like a GM's guide for running the story,
And it
comes
works
with
well
a
for
bunch
like
of premium
having
stories.
one shots.
Yes,
Nice.
absolutely. If you want to do this game at a con, this is an incredibly good con game because the mechanic is you get XP for failing.
Go.
So it encourages.
That's why I got to
failures.
level up tonight.
Yeah, and so we basically play a very story-heavy game, but at cons it's much more of a action
Roll
game.
stuff.
So you're going to get a lot more rolls at a con game, and you actually characters can actually see progression in the middle of a con game because the moment you get the XP to level up, you level up, and you get to choose new abilities. So it's kind of a neat game for cons. I really recommend it. It's written by Michael Sands, and the second book is a compilation book, so it's got a ton of authors. But one of our very good friends of the show, what's Aaron's last name? Aaron Burkett was one of the people who wrote the new book, Toma Mysteries.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, he's a member of the Minion Works Podcasting Network. We were supposed to join the Minion Works Podcasting Network, but we kind of stopped talking.
Whoops.
Well, they went through a lot of stuff. They had to move, relocate, and everything like that.
We went through a lot
They had-
of stuff.
We went through a lot of
Move,
stuff.
relocate, and
yeah.
all that.
So we haven't talked in a couple months, but we'll talk to them later. But anyway, thank you all again for tuning in. We are going to be back in 2 weeks from Monster of the Week. Next Friday is Vampire the Masquerade 5th edition.
Session 1.
Tomorrow night, we normally run a game on Saturday nights. They alternate too. Tomorrow night is iffy, but if we can make it, we will be starting hopefully by 6 o'clock, and it should be Forgotten Realms. It's our Forgotten Realms campaign. So, again, thank everyone for everything.